You round the corner, you kind of see a body moving.
Arthur has told us repeatedly, in fact, every other sentence, that the city isn't safe and that people are bad. Hello and happy Friday, friends. Once again, we're back on the weekend. It has been a week, and am I so happy that we're online and doing spoopy fun tabletop times. I am, of course, DM Daddy RPG, here to bring you happy tabletop fun time shenanigans through your weekend. And we are joined by a lovely, lovely cast. We have Pierce Powertough playing Lewis. We have Ms. Cricket portraying Amelia. Chef Corhall portraying Sebastian. And Luxor 108191? Hey, I've got 3 out of 4. Fuck you. Portraying Marcus. And of course, as you notice, I am not in the position of power. That it goes to DM Mommy RPG, who's taken over our Friday nights. JenOfThieves. Oh, hello, Styles, you thief. That's a joke for another group chat later. All right, let's see here. We're gonna go in reverse order. We're gonna mix it up a little. Patreon. Do you want to support the fun times that we're having, that you're watching, and so on and so forth? Please consider subscribing to us over on the Patreon. You can click that link in chat if you're watching us live, or if you're watching us on YouTube, click in the About the section, and there are links there. Speaking of the YouTubes, oh, look at that. It's a YouTube link. Are you subscribed and following us on YouTube? Are you giving us likes and dislikes? We've gotten quite a few dislikes this week, and they all give me life. Some people apparently do not agree with punching children. Who knew? Not me. But yes, had Styles, I have opted to change. Yes, so kaboom, Shazam, if YouTube, punch that bell. And of course, Discord is where everything goes down. If you're not part of our Discord community, we would love to have you over there. We don't bite. Well, I mean, I bite, but only if you ask real nice like.
Bourbon.
All right, that's all of my social media plugins. That's all of my introductions, so on and so forth. I relinquish power and control. It is all over there now. To Jen.
I do love power.
Yes, you do.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I have to remember I'm up for talk.
Oh, Well, no. That's okay. Well, we'll do a little bit of recap. Because I think everybody was here last week. And I can't stop now. We're going to start with Lewis because...
Yeah, I'm first once again. All right, so we started off our recap with a bit of adventure time for our buddy Marcus, who had him some fun times out in the woods.
With a hole!
With a hole!
And everyone was very mature about it.
Every last one of us. But yeah, they had fun times. He chose the incorrect Power Ranger. And then just, afterwards, I think we met back up as we were making our way out of the woods.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to do this week?
We're still wrestling with if we want to actually look for our sister or not, because seeing what happened with Jared, we were a little bit shook up. We feel ways about stuff.
Ways about stuff.
So, ways about stuff.
Hey, Marcus, what happened?
Push the talk.
Thank you. As soon as I started talking,
I saw you going.
Thank you, Miss Cricket, for the resub. 6 months. I appreciate you.
Ooh.
So I got out of the hole. We went and I think we made it into the city.
Mm-hmm.
We backtracked a lot. We went back to Toy Town because my good friend Jasper wanted to save my sister. And it worked, and there was a very, very heartfelt reunion moment.
Yeah, so nice. What do you want to do this week?
Not traumatize my sister.
Too late.
More.
I must say that ship has sailed, my friend.
It's good to have dreams. Hey, Amelia, what happened last week?
My poor cat Dolene is running out of power. And that's not okay.
That's the only thing she cares about. The whole story. I love it. What do you want to do? Do I need to ask what you want to do this week? Because I feel like
no, because I'm gonna fix Dolene. That's what we're doing.
Okay. Jasper,
My whole goal.
what happened last week?
Oh, so much happened last week.
Mm-hmm.
So much. I finally started having a bit of a breakdown, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Had to yell at Sebastian, but that's understandable. That's fine. My brother sucks because you know what Jasper would never do? Trade the memories of his brother away for stuff. But that's fine. That's cool. It's whatever. That wasn't maybe the entire driving point behind the idea of, well, if Marcus's sister is still a child and trapped as a doll, she hasn't had a chance to trade her memories away, which means she might be the only one to get out of here. All right.
What do you want to do this week?
I want to make sure that all the normies, including Alice, and get back to their world.
How noble. Sweet noble Jasper. Sebastian, what happened last week?
Let's see. I got yelled at.
Mm-hmm.
I stomped off.
Oh, so
Yes.
fast.
I stomped off into the woods, and did not in any way at all trigger a plot point. Yeah. I had a little internal monologue. Some kids made of paper tried to reach me for a comment about dying alone. I told them to leave me alone. I kind of wish I told them to go kill each other or something, but at the time I was somewhat fraught.
You're going through some stuff.
So yeah. I'm not okay. I am actually not sure where we ended up. Did I join back up with the party at the house yet, or am I and
Jared.
Jared, thank you. Or am I and Jared still on the way there?
You are still on the way there. You had just, I think, walked in through the gate.
Okay. And as for what I want to do this week, I have one thing that I would love to see whether or not it works over a PA system.
Okay.
I'm very much going to try to pull a Kung Fu Hustle if I can pull it off.
Well, I don't get that reference, so.
Neither do I.
She wants to pull. He wants to pull off a Kilgrave from Jessica Jones.
Okay.
I've never seen
I
that.
still don't get that reference, y'all.
He wants to see if he can use his powers remotely.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, I miss Netflix more. The Punisher.
Arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts. Okay. I'm done now.
Did somebody have a bad time at camp?
Oh no, it was a great time.
Did you not watch the werewolf campaign?
No. Oh.
I'm sorry,
All right.
my thing, my internet just locked up. I'm pretty sure you just said Camp Quiet will kill me.
It's fine. So last we left off, we had Amelia Jasper, Lewis Marcus
Yep.
at Arthur's
Jasper
house
was about to
in
Jasper
Toyland.
all over Arthur.
We got Amelia, Marcus, and Lewis in the bedroom. Arthur had just gotten distracted.
Arthur was just turning around to go talk to Marcus, Amelia, and Lewis.
Well, hey there, kids. And Jasper was about to do a thing.
I'm waiting to see what his reaction is. I'm waiting to see what Arthur does. If Arthur stays cool, I will not have a second Arthur head.
Okay.
Have a necklace.
Arthur turns. The commotion and noise going on in the bedroom. He says, well, hey there, kids. What's going on in there?
Is he leaving the kitchen to go to the room?
He waits a second. When he doesn't hear anything, he starts heading toward the bedroom.
Stalking him.
Do you have
Oh, we were-
an angry dad walk?
No,
Okay.
nope. He has never once been angry. All smiles.
That's just creepy.
You're gonna be real happy when we walk right out that door.
That scares me more than half the shit this guy's already done.
He gets to the doorway, looks at you guys. Doesn't seem to notice anything's different. What you kids doing in here? You ready to take a nap?
He's obsessed
got
with
one
these
bed.
naps.
Yeah.
When's the only safe place to sleep? Amelia?
Nah.
How does Marcus's sister react to seeing him?
You're not there, so you want to know anyway.
That's a fair question. Alice is just still sniffling face first at Marcus's shoulder. If she has a reaction, it's just to keep staying exactly as she is. She doesn't turn like it's unfamiliar, but she's not afraid of it either.
Alright.
Lewis, come here. Lewis, I need you to look at the cat.
I am right here.
You're at the door. I'm over here by the
I
toilet.
haven't moved. There's been moments happening.
Come look at my cat.
What? What's up with the cat? It's a cat. What's wrong with
It's
it?
not purring anymore. It's not moving. It's not purring. It's doughy self. Fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it. This is our healing totem. Fix the cat.
This is a meat cat. I don't know what to do with this.
It's mechanical.
And it's meat and mechanical. That's weird.
It's not my
Can we
problem.
leave? Can we? Give me the cat. Can we leave?
I'm gonna hand the cat over to Lewis. And just
What a
like
cute
cover.
little kitty cat.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get that kitty cat?
Excuse me. I just push
If
him out
Arthur
of the
touches
way.
my kitty cat, I'm going to full Jasper on Arthur.
He doesn't reach out to touch it. He just kind of cranes his head to get a better look at it.
Yep.
We found him out in the woods.
Oh. On your way to Mad City?
Which we really got to be getting back to, Arthur. Thank you for the juice.
Yep.
You're welcome, but you shouldn't go back out there.
Why not this time, Arthur?
Well, it's not safe in Mad
It's
City.
not safe.
And
We
it's
had
not
less
to be
problems in Mad
coward.
City.
Well, that's only because you tried to leave. There's things here to keep you safe.
What exactly is out there? What's dangerous? It's kind of gesturing with the cat.
What dangers wait for us in the Mad
swinging
City,
my cat
Arthur?
around, Lewis.
The Mad City that you've never
Oh,
been
no.
to. That you've never been
I'm gonna
to.
hurt this cat.
Well, it's not safe out there. Anything can happen.
I'm gonna make sure everybody gets out before
Yeah.
leaving too.
I'm right behind Jasper. This is just enough.
After a couple of minutes, Marcus, Alice's like sniffles and whimpers kind of quiet down, and she seems to fall asleep. She goes a little limp, a little snoozy.
I'm just carrying her along.
Arthur's not going to physically stop you. You are free to exit the house. He is going to follow behind, practically stepping on shoes with his big wide smile and his glass of apple juice. Is that what you guys do?
Jasper's,
Right out the door?
Jasper's bringing up the rear so that there's at least one body between Arthur and Mark Alice.
And we'll say right about this time as you're exiting the front door, Jared and Sebastian kind of stroll right up. Jared in the lead, sort of glancing backwards to make sure Sebastian is right there with him. Hey, dudes.
Hey, friend.
Hey,
Something's wrong with your cat, so I'm looking at your cat.
Hmm.
You guys have a good walk?
is the battery dead?
Mm.
Don't know. Let's find out.
Oh, hey, dude. Did it work?
Mm-hmm.
I guess try my exhaustion talent.
Okay. How are you trying to use it exactly?
Just seeing how this works and seeing what's wrong with it.
He's using his exhaustion talent to see if he can make the kitty purr.
Yeah.
Do you... Okay, do you want to use the minor or the major? Minor is the minimum number of successes, major is you add. I'll say it's a 3. I'm rolling 3.
Yeah. Let's just do that minor is my permanent exhaustion is my minimum successes or what? Okay. I'm gonna take that 1 I just got back.
Your sacrifice is noted.
So you're doing the... Are you doing the major use?
Yeah.
No.
Let's get a little crazy. Just a little bit crazy. Just 2 dice. Just 2 crazies. Oh.
All right. So you kind of you take this like it's weird without it like running on any kind of energy that you can sense or feel. It's not even so much that it's limp anymore, it's just stuffed. Like you've held a stuffed animal 100 times before. But as you kind of like turn it over in your hands, like lift it up to like look into the glass eyes to see if there's anything mechanical inside of it, you do feel something hard and cylinder just right there at the squishy center of it all. It feels like after you turn it over in your hands for a little bit, it feels like a battery, maybe? Some kind of capsule. It seems like a battery. It's weird because there's not other wires. But you're relatively certain it's battery.
I think the battery's dead.
Can you charge it?
We'll get a new one.
Have you seen any batteries here so far?
Yeah, dude.
Yes,
There's
I
like
have.
a battery tree.
A battery
Wait.
tree.
No, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I have.
Where?
Turned to go back into Arthur's house.
Oh no!
This is gonna be hilarious, isn't it?
Where are you going?
What size battery this is?
I'm going to the toy chest.
Oh no!
You okay?
So I open the toy chest. I'm big. Things in toy chests are small, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna flick off the dog's head.
It's not small enough that you could flick it off. But you
Okay,
could probably
I'm going
pull it
to
off.
stick the dog's head.
Okay. It doesn't really pop off as easily as like Arthur's head did, for example, because it's kind of stitched into place.
Yeah.
But if you like smash and rip
I'll work on it.
hard enough,
I'll work on it.
you're gonna like come away covered in like kind of brownish red goop.
Okay. I've
You can
already got that. So no, I've got brown red instead of orange red now. I'm collecting all the colors. I'll be the Thanos of Toyland.
just eyes, just even after its head is separated, it kind of looks at you like.
Cool. Body of dog. Once the head is gone, I will remove the part, the rest of dog.
Okay.
The red dog.
It gets big and you get messier. Just
Cool.
the volume of goo increases as
I'll bring it to Lewis.
Let's see if there's batteries in it this time.
While he's doing that,
Yep.
I walk in the house. Hey, Arthur,
Well, hey, kid.
you got any batteries?
For what?
Cat?
No, I don't have any cat batteries.
Where would you get some?
Well, I don't know. I don't have a cat.
Are batteries in your... Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Heads or tails, Lewis?
Ah, always heads.
Oops. There is no battery inside of this dog. It's just wires and goop.
Oh, is that screw still in here though?
There is no screw.
Damn
The
it.
screw is in the toy box.
Okay, yeah. No batteries.
Interchangeable.
Those are the shot.
Technically, yeah. If you can fit it in and say some dimes or something that's conductive, it will work, but it is very much not recommended.
That's how regular batteries work. Arthur, do batteries work the same between different animals? Like a dog battery and a cat battery or something?
Well, I don't know. I don't have a cat.
Do you have a battery?
Well, I haven't found one.
Jasper, can we find a battery inside our...
Nope, just goo.
Just
Marcus, what are you
If you
doing?
had to find a new battery for your dog, where would you look?
Well, it's not my dog.
I say we head back to the Mad City and hit that bazaar at the 13th hour and see if we can find a battery,
right.
because this cat's gonna live.
Hey, Bobby just needs time to rest. I think Alice might be a little bit more important, and getting you guys back home. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't really know how the cat works. I just kind of had it one day.
Even better. Let me hold the cat for a bit. See if this works.
Charged by osmosis.
Yeah, I will trickle charge this cat.
Also, Amelia, you have a friend in chat.
I see.
Excuse me.
All right. So what are you doing?
Zoop, back outside. Kind of got the cat on my shoulders like a neck pillow. Just kind of yeah.
I'm just carrying him, or are you trying to do something?
I mean, I can. I want to create and sustain a super low level electrical pulse. Because I kind of wasn't joking about seeing if I could trickle charge this cat while we're going, but.
Okay. I mean, I'd be rolling 3. I'd only make you add like 2 madness. So give it a try. It's not a very big thing.
Ooh, here we go. Botch. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's not bad at all.
Not at all.
Oh,
But-
wow, okay. No, you still do it. Absolutely 0 consequences
Yes.
whatsoever.
My favorite kind of thing.
You can feel like it's weird because it's tingly, but you can definitely feel the transfer of energy from you to the kitty cat. You get the feeling that if you keep it up for too long, it might be taxing, but it really, at this point, doesn't feel too tough. You
Nope.
don't even have to like devote that much attention to it. And because discipline ruled this role, you can go down on exhaustion if you'd like.
Yes. No exhaustion for Pierce. Alright.
All right, to the town of Madness.
The Mad City.
How long until 13th hour?
Probably about an hour. We'll say somehow it was really only like 15 minutes
Okay.
that you took going through the town, Toyland itself.
Mm-hmm.
You got about an hour. Nothing bothers you on the way out of the gates. Nothing even like rustles the trees. So you make it back to the Mad City. Let's see. Let's see how long it takes you. A little bit under half an hour. Which is weird because it took you almost an hour to get there. Back to the gates.
But we know we know the way now.
Yeah.
Uphill versus downhill.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna ask Jasper while we're walking and continue to be walking during this conversation.
Yes.
Hey Jasper, do you remember anything about kids with paper faces?
I remember being told they're not good. Looks at Jared. He literally just told us that. He literally just told us that like an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that part, and I remember him saying that whatever they write about you eventually comes true somehow.
Yep.
I was wondering if you had additional information I hadn't heard by chance.
The only people that write stuff about me are doctors. Did they write something down about you?
I'm not sure. They asked me for a comment.
Did you
They
give
made
them
it
a
sound like they
comment?
were gonna- No,
Good job.
but they made it seem like they were going to go print it anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah, we need to get him out of here before that goes print.
That's the goal.
I'm sorry, you broke up. Say that again, please.
Jared said that we need to get him out of here before it goes to print. Jasper said that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to head straight for the door when the bazaar starts?
Well, I mean, the bazaar has nothing to do with the door.
I mean, there's cool shit there.
Other than
you guys like my shop.
a time to tell us at the door we can get to the door. Because they're...
We need to go for the high school and start trying to find the door back to home. Just because it doesn't open until the 13th hour doesn't mean we can't find it. Right, Jared?
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, that's what I hear. It should stay open for like an hour, but all other doors out of there lock shut during the 13th hour. So
it'll be the only open door. Got it. If we get there early, it'll be the only door locked. Perfect. We have a plan.
Convenient.
Oh, it's like probably gonna be pretty dangerous.
Probably gonna what?
It'll be dangerous, maybe.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
The Mad City isn't safe, kids.
Yeah.
Mad City isn't safe. Whatever.
You didn't bring his head with you, did you?
Of course I did.
Okay.
At first head. That's Jasper's.
It's my head. I took it.
Well,
He apparently doesn't need it back, so now Jasper gets a free head. No consequences.
I remember him throwing. I didn't remember him. What else? So.
Yep.
Anybody else want to talk about anything else?
Mm. Mm.
Jasper's keeping his head on a swivel the entire time because,
Yeah.
nice, pure, unmolested by this place now Alice.
Yep.
Actually,
How's the cat doing?
Cat, you get maybe 5 minutes outside of the gate, and you start to kind of feel within here the cats start to purr. It's still not really moving, it's just hanging out on your shoulders.
I mean, it is a doe cat, so...
But eventually, you do start to hear something.
Nah.
is it starting to rise?
Is it a good something?
I mean, it's not a new something.
Okay.
Still the same.
Is it?
Cat noises.
Are we hearing something from the cat or something else?
No, it's from the cat.
Okay.
Like I said, Lewis feels it more than anyone really hears
Yeah.
it to start with,
Okay, cool.
since it's physically touching him.
Just making
I
sure.
did have one more question.
Yeah.
There's a high school.
Uh-huh.
There are students. Stands to reason there would be teachers.
Uh-huh. Stands to.
How
Where are you-
dangerous are those?
I don't know. I've never seen them. They don't like leave.
Hmm.
I do know, like, the headmistress. Is that what you call them? I don't know. The old lady in charge of the place. She's scary as fuck. There's like rumors. You know what? Never mind.
Now, how about you continue?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's rumors that she might be death. Yeah. If we avoid her, that'd be cool.
Can
Okay.
I use my exhaustion?
To do what? Sure.
Or my madness talent, actually.
Okay.
Mhm.
To do what?
Because Jared's irritated. He's half truths and half tellings, and I just want to delve into his head.
Okay. Is there something specific you're looking for, or are you just trying to get a read of the place?
Delving into a bigger read on the high school, but also any minor wisp of a thought of Jasper.
Okay, thoughts
is
or
Jared just
memories?
Or memories.
Okay.
Is Jared just playing stupid, or is he obviously traded away all of his memories?
Okay. I'm gonna say, since you're just focusing on him and he's not super guarded about it, I'm gonna roll 6 dice. And I'm going to make you roll 5 madness dice. You can add
Okay.
more if you want to. You can add an exhaustion if you want to. Do whatever you'd like.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, as you're walking along, you're kind of taking in the opportunity to be silent and focus on this kind of stranger. And when you start to poke at the topic at hand, what he's actually talking about, the high school, he's really just pulling together bits and pieces of things that he's heard from memory. Wandering around town, finding people in the woods, reading the newspaper. It's not so much animosity toward the high school, it's just this is supposed to be the scariest place in Mad City. There's so many unknowns, there's so many rumors that it's really hard for him to pull truth from fiction. So he's doing his best to relay that kind of information. In terms of Jasper, when you go kind of poking through, there's a card catalog in his skull. When you try to look for things about Jasper, it's not nothing. He remembers some things, but they're cordoned off. He remembers pieces of holidays. He remembers pieces of conversation. He remembers childlike things like playing out the woods. But he also remembers hazy bits and pieces of kind of a shaded dream world where he's looking at Jasper, but Jasper is blurry and far away. And they're just talking. You can't really understand the words that are being said. You can't really pick up as much context. But the longer you kind of roll through, this Control F Jasper situation that you got going on, you kind of see in the background kind of blurry scenery. Like the doors, pieces of the Mad City. Things that are either vaguely familiar or they kind of make sense in context. So you could probably put together that if Jasper has actually seen pieces of this place before, he's seen it thanks to Jared.
Okay. If I were to bring up in conversation, like as a group, like, how did you spend your time before the incident, or like, whatever we do, like normal holidays and stuff, just to kind of bring it up in conversation, would it possibly trigger for him or no?
Yeah. You're welcome to do it. You have, a theoretical 30-minute walk.
Okay. What is everybody else doing right now, besides just walking?
Head on a swivel, making sure Marcus and Alice stay safe.
Yeah. Cat. And watch it out.
And Trip is probably overthinking everything.
Just walking along with everyone, head on a swivel to make sure nothing's coming at us.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I figured I'd fill the silence of just the walk with how everybody used to spend their time before all this happened, before we lost our sibling.
A lot less
I
time
know
in
what
the
Lewis
woods.
and I did.
Yeah. I'll hang
I don't really know
around.
much about Jasper and Sebastian and Mark.
I don't know. I just kind of remember home was sort of boring. Nice, I think. I remember your parents would get us pajamas on holidays. Like Christmas
I think a lot of families
pajamas.
do the family pajamas. We did that too.
Did you?
Matching pajamas for everybody.
So dumb.
Yeah.
With pictures and stuff. Ugh.
I enjoyed it.
Looking back. Yeah.
The dice have spoken. I get to have a fun moment.
Jasper, what am I missing? Well,
What do you mean?
I mean,
you're clearly missing me, so that's cool.
dude, I would you look different than you.
Well, I'm sorry that
memories.
I'm not a kid anymore.
Shit happens. I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah, 20 years will kind of do that. But
Are you mad? Is you mad?
I'm a little
Wouldn't
mad.
you be mad
Wouldn't
if
you-
the
well-
person you came searching for doesn't remember you?
On purpose.
On purpose.
Didn't you tell us that you trade memories for currency here? Wouldn't you also choose which memories to lose?
Yeah, that's how you can get currency, but that's not the only way to lose memories. You saw all the people in town, there were robots and shit. I don't remember who they used to be because they've been here so fucking long. Eats away at parts of your brain. Tries to boil you down to the simplest of views. And I've been here 20 fucking years. I am what's left of me.
What happens if you leave this place?
I'm not from this place. I should be able to leave. The door is...
Right, but Like,
special.
do you maybe get memories back? It's the way that this place change you forever?
No.
Can I use my exhaustion talent here?
For what?
Hyper focusing on the question of what happens if you leave. Because at this point, I have an example in Jasper of someone who has come and gone and come and gone and come and gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the results there too. I also have Jasper's brother who is here and who's telling us about this. With this total amount of evidence, would I be able to try to hyper focus and come up with a plausible theory as to what would happen if Jasper's brother left?
You could come up with theories, but they would just be theories. Like, you're not going to magically pull that information out of nowhere.
I wouldn't be able to deduce a... Like, I'd be able to deduce a working hypothesis, but I wouldn't be able to prove anything.
No, but I might. Hold on. Let you do your hyper focus thing and see what you come up with, and then I'll use my exhaustion talent with what information you come up with to add on.
I'm going to try. This sounds like a major to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
you don't have a lot of information to work with, so I'm gonna roll 7 dice against you.
Okay.
So if you want to add some temporary madness, you can. You don't have to.
I'm going to.
Okay.
I mean, if we're dealing with something involving the Mad City, My gut says 5, so I'm gonna throw 5 on there.
Okay. And you're doing the major use? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Wait, do I need to add a permanent exhaustion before I roll or after?
Before.
Oh,
Gives you that extra dice.
Should I just roll like an extra 1d6 then?
Sure.
And this would be going into exhaustion.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Alright, well, pain 1, so I'm gonna add me one of these despair coins. Yeah. Treaches it. Yeah, you kind of lose focus on the conversation because you, like I said, this is going to take an incredible amount of processing power. You don't know what anybody's talking about anymore at this point. I don't even know how far you've gotten. You could have just completely spaced out and lost like 12 minutes. You have no idea. But you're able to come up with a couple of theories. Based on Alice's having been kind of frozen in time. She remembers Marcus just fine. She remembers what happened. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, you know that people that are here more or less permanently lose who they are. Except for the barest bones of occupation, purpose.
Their defining point. How they define themselves.
And with your assumption that Jasper has been here before.
Well, he said so.
And left. And come back and left. But he remembers everything fine. Either A, going back to the real world is kind of like a reset button. And you're just yourself. And if that's the case, then Jared exiting the door would reset him to his natural state. But if that's true, would he remember his time in the Mad City? You haven't yet come across someone who is like you. You're from the normal world. So you don't have a whole lot of, you don't have that factor to really consider here.
So is
Or
he gonna
B.
be a 7-year-old in a 27-year-old's body?
Or B, without
Zonite.
knowing how he lost the memories or where he lost the memories, maybe they won't come back. Or maybe it's a mix. Maybe if he sold them and traded them, maybe they don't come back because they're gone. But the ones that just kind of faded because of his time in this crazy place, maybe those will come back. You have a lot of theories, but you're missing just one piece from each of them to really be able to zero in on something.
All right. I'm going to run on the assumption that I'm going to assume that he is like me, and after a certain point, it becomes sort of like an under your breath stream of consciousness kind of a thing. So, like, you can hear me muttering about the different logical chains I'm trying to follow and the problems with them all versus how and everything. Okay.
Hearing his mumbles and hyper-focusing ramble, I want to use my major exhaustion talent.
Okie doke. You're welcome to do that. Just basically trying to pull information from your memory palace. I'm gonna roll 6 dice because you're getting some clues from him, something to jog your memory. You're welcome, like I told him, to add madness if you want to, just for more dice. You don't have to. As you kind of use his musings to try to spark something in your memory, it just seems like too much. All of a sudden, the more things you try to ponder, the more things you try to reach for, the more things you try to like work out of the cosmos. There's too many options. There's too many answers. And you can't pull one down. And as you grasp harder and harder, just trying to figure out which of these is the answer, you find yourself toppling into this downward spiral of information. It's too much. You're trying to remember things that you've never even known before. And the world is closing in on you, and you just stumble walking, your brain spiraling out of control. You're gonna mark off a madness response.
Oh.
It's Flea.
When Amelia goes to stumble, Jasper's gonna like try to like help catch her.
With a gentleman.
That's what friends do.
Amy, you all right?
It's a Flea.
What you doing?
Nerd.
Where are we exactly
Where are we in our 30-minute journey back to the city?
yeah, that. Where are we?
From the woods.
You are coming up on the city. You still mostly have just woods on either side of you, but you can see the line of buildings. You can see the high school in the nearish distance. You're probably like 5 minutes, 7 minutes away.
That's what you mean by it's flea. I was like, what's a flea? And then he was like, you meant not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head towards the city quicker, just to put distance between me and the group.
As you kind of zoom past Jared, you're like, hey, dude, where are you going? You gotta stay with us.
Yep. Pick up the pace.
Notice and do not change my pace.
Of course you don't.
I'm still in here too.
Jasper will chase after Amy. If
When did I turn back to Amelia?
Nope, Amy. If Sebastian wants to take his time through the woods, he is welcome to.
What's Marcus doing?
He's still carrying his sister.
As Amelia skips ahead of everybody, trying to get out of the space she's in.
Guys, should someone should stop Amy.
It's cool. Jasper's got her.
We're heading towards the city anyways. We can still see her. She's not like super outpacing us.
I didn't get
As long as
far.
people keep it up.
All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about before you reach us?
Nope.
Okay.
Something thrown at me through the screen if I say yes.
Oh well,
You
not
can
for
do
me. You
whatever you
can
want.
do
Is
whatever
there
you want. We're
something you
role
wanna
playing, man.
Yeah.
No.
What do you want to do?
I was about to say I stop and ponder.
Go for it.
Stop. Please go ahead and stop.
No.
We just split this here party. It's fine.
Split it 3 ways. Let's go.
I'm trudging and thinking, trying to outbrain this thing. Just so I'm aware, how long do these talents normally take? Because I mean, if his hyper focus is anything like mine, it can be anything from 5 seconds to, oh shit, it's dark out.
I would say until something distracts him, but because it's more than anything a roleplay decision for you. I'm not going to tell you it's exactly 10 minutes or anything.
It is a hyper focus.
And those can end very quickly and abruptly.
Yes, they can. I'm gonna wait till until either I bump into something, or someone like either speaks directly to me or like pokes me or something.
Okay.
Is there a clearly discernible path through the woods?
Mm-hmm.
I will do my best to stay on that path.
Okay. And honestly, if you start to veer, since Jared's hanging out with this slow folk, he'll just like bumper you back onto the path.
Well, the second he does that, I'm gonna pop out of this. So.
Okay. We'll say you pop out of it right as you reach the Mad City. What do you guys do when you get there?
Find where Amy's heading. See if we can.
I go just now.
Amy's not running far.
Yeah, I know.
Likes her food and comfy clothes, so probably gonna be out of breath right at the gate.
He went to that bookstore and stopped.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So you turn toward the commercial side of the street. Do you stop at any particular place, or do you just run out of breath?
Run out of breath. I got as far as I could.
Okay.
Did you get to the bakery though?
I don't know.
Ain't got no money, no ways.
Nope, not a damn thing.
Oh.
So Jasper and Lewis, you both catch up with her pretty quickly, if you even lost space between her.
Nah. She just double timed it and just Keep it
So
going.
as you kind of like slow to where she stopped, you can feel like squishy kitty cat paw is just starting to like
Biscuits.
biscuits your
Oh, yeah.
shoulders.
Amy. Dolene's
What was-
making biscuits.
Well, you better hand me my damn cat.
Tell me it's your cat.
In front of the bakery, they're gonna think it's competition.
My cat. I'm gonna take Dolene and just pet and cuddle and just calm down for a minute.
You scoop up Dolene. And kitty cat starts kneading you with your little forearms. It's all metallic.
Feel better?
furs. And you do. You start to feel better.
100%.
Just
Go
don't drain her again yet.
Yeah.
Nope.
Marcus, as your side of the party, Sebastian and Jared and Marcus finally start to catch up since everybody else has stopped. Alice kind of wakes up, starts like wiggling around like she wants to get down. I can walk, Marcus. I can walk.
Oh, okay. And I'll gently set her down.
She gets on her feet and just grabs hold of your arm, both hands wrapped around it. She doesn't have any shoes on, but she is wearing socks. And she just keeps up as well as she can with everybody else.
Remember?
Moving a little bit stiffly, like she hasn't been able to move in a while, but keeping up just fine.
Before the rest of the group catches up, remember how Arthur kept saying that being asleep in the woods was bad?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't sleep out anywhere. Was bad.
And the rest of the group, as they're walking, probably will see Jasper point towards Alice. Is like, but she seems fine.
Good point.
Freaking liars.
Oh, not like the problem is that things can just get you, and like when you fall asleep, you don't have your powers anymore.
It's all right. Jasper's just making an observation to his friends, Lewis and Amy.
Like
Yeah.
if you're heading home, it's not a big deal, but
If that shadow monster had snuck up on us while we were asleep, that probably would have been a lot worse.
We'd be toys.
Hey,
we're awake.
Jasper, do you think you could use your thing to make Alice some shoes?
They're not real.
Oh. Your army men look pretty real.
Yeah, everything looks really real.
Fair enough.
But it'd still just be like her socked feet.
it's okay, Marcus.
Figured I'd ask.
It's not that bad.
If I could, I would.
I'm just glad to see you.
I'm glad to have you back, kiddo.
Are we going home?
We're gonna figure out how to go home.
Jasper will like crouch down in front of like Alice to like get on her levels. Like, you're going home.
She kind of, you're a little bit of a stranger, so she leans back into Marcus's arm, just the way the kids do when they don't know somebody and they're shy. But her big brown eyes look right at you, and her lip trembles a little, and she just gives a well, okay.
Jasper like matches that childlike wonder energy with like nodding back at her.
So once you all meet up,
Resolution in his voice. You're going home.
Taking that time.
Marcus
Bizarre.
Marcus is gonna lean down to Alice and just say, "Look, if you get separated from me, you can trust Jasper. If you get separated from me, you go to Jasper. Okay, he's gonna make sure that you get home."
she nods her head, and then pauses a second, and then like gestures for you to lean down.
Okay.
Which one's Jasper?
The one who just talked to you.
Okay. It is. What did I say? It is
30 minutes to the woods.
About
Okay.
30.
30 minutes to the... That didn't take as long.
Well, it was downhill, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, not an hour. Like, that fully took half the time it took last time.
Well, good. That means we have 30 minutes to find the door.
Yep.
Or at least get in the high school.
Hmm. That's weird. Everything's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I fucking told you, man.
Yep.
Anyway, let's go.
Now the group's back together. Jasper's going straight for what's been told to him is the high school.
Okay.
It's
Yep.
question.
Mm-hmm.
As we're walking, is there any door that we think would have less of a chance of us bumping into someone? Ideally, the fewer people we see, the less time it'll take us to explore.
Who are you asking?
The group.
I have no clue.
Dude, the reason we're going to that one door is because, like, there's no way to control where the other doors go.
Like, you could open a door and you could be in freaking Antarctica with no way to get home and freeze to death. Is that what you want, Sebastian?
No.
Okay. We're
I
going.
was gonna say, just end up back at Arthur's house. But,
Okay.
But Antarctica.
Let me try to rephrase that. Every door in this place, in the high school, opens to a random point somewhere. True?
No.
Am I understanding this correctly?
Well, like, some doors open to classrooms and shit. No, like, it's a lot of the doors around here. Like, these doors, the ones that are the shops and shit, they probably lead into shops. Like, I haven't been into all of them. But, like, if you open a door inside of there, like, you could end up somewhere else.
Does that include the real world?
Uh-huh.
Would we still be asleep, for lack of a better term?
Dude, you're not asleep. You're wide-ass awake, my dude.
Okay, would we still have all of our powers and everything?
If you don't sleep.
So any door that we open in there could theoretically take us home.
It could.
But there's only one that will guarantee to take us home.
There's only one you can just decide where you're going.
Okay, so you get to choose the destination out of that door.
So there's
Just that
anchor
door.
doors, random doors, and you pick door. Okay.
Do you know what the door looks like, or is it just the only unlocked door during the 13th hour?
I've never seen it. Only one person's like definitely seen it, and we're not gonna ask him.
Who would that be?
The headmistress.
Was that headmistress?
Ah.
Well, let's go.
Where there's an Emily Dickinson.
Oh, we gotta-
in here somewhere.
Wait until the 13th hour
No.
No.
Oh, no.
to go through the door.
To go
We
through
have to find
the
it before
door,
then,
obviously.
right?
We need to
Yes.
find the only locked
Okay.
door.
You
For the
just said we're
13th
gonna
hour.
wait. It's like, no, we're fucking not.
So we gotta wait till the 13th hour to go through it.
Is there anything from any of these shops that you might want?
If Jasper sees anybody go for a shop, he's going to turn and he is going to glare so hard.
You know Amelia's eye in that bookshop.
A couple of you could get things without paying for it. I'm just saying.
I don't have any money.
Not paying for
No,
it.
but I could make somebody give me something, I guess. Plant the idea in their heads. Yep.
You could.
I don't want to face the wrath of Jasper. So while I'm going to look longingly at this bookstore in a world that I've never been in before, I will only look lovingly and longingly before I return my attention back to the high school.
Right through the window.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll some dice for me.
How many? I was just looking.
Better get you.
I was only looking.
Hello.
Just I'm rolling 5. It's to remember something.
Here's your advertising budget right here.
You can add madness if you want, but you don't have to. Okay, add an exhaustion. Permanent exhaustion.
What?
Because exhaustion
Okay.
is rolling this roll.
Okay.
As you kind of look in, wishing that this were maybe simpler, you go in. Because this place is so weird. So you can just sort of like imagine the weird shit inside there. You kind of sigh, defeated, and turn to walk away. And out of the corner of your eye, you see the guy behind the register. Big, handsome smile, empty, like Arthur's was, but he's not a toy. He's a normal, fleshy person. What do you think? Based on what Sebastian looks like now. And the weird ephemeral way people kind of age here. You got money, that might be his brother.
I'm gonna double take at the window, but I will shake my head and walk away.
As we're going, do I see any shop that would have what appears to be children's shoes?
Sure. There's a little, like a kid's boutique as you go on. Like, it's got clothes in the window from all eras from, like, the 1800s on. Like, there is an incredible eclectic collection of clothes in there. And you do see kind of like some, like, little Victorian boots. You see, like, some Skechers sneakers. You see all kinds of different shoes lined up against one wall.
Amy, do you? Oh, I'm sorry. What is Marcus's sister's name?
Alice.
Alice.
Excuse me. Amy's Alice. Okay. Alice, do you by chance remember your shoe size?
Mm-mm. My mommy always bought me shoes.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Jen, roll me. Jen, evens or odds?
I'm doing your evens or odds?
I just want you to call it. It does. I know what each
All
one
right.
is. I just want you to call
Odds.
it. Okay. In that case, I feel the pull of the clock. Walk past.
Okay. Just heading straight to the high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you round the corner to get. It seems like you're just walking in a circle. When you get to the halfway point, on your left you see a large open plaza with all kinds of booths and carts and little huts and tents. There's no one out there yet.
No, the heck we don't.
On the right, you see the front door to the looming, lopsided high school. There are a few windows lit up across the stacks. And there's only one big door at the entrance that you can see as you approached it.
I'm throwing the door open.
Door
You
locked.
open the door? No, door's not locked.
Okay, cool.
Door's not locked. You open the door. It opens up into kind of like a standard high school lobby. The floor is kind of faded, dingy linoleum. There's those like painted concrete bricks for walls. It kind of smells like you remember high school smelled, except there's just the slightest hint of mothballs and copper.
This place smells gross.
Like Teen Spirit.
Where normally a high school might have trophies and posters of events, it's just empty. Nothing there but broken plexiglass and dust. Directly in front of you, you see a hallway left, a hallway right, and then two doors to either side as well. There doesn't seem to be anyone immediately around.
I look for like nameplates or labels beside the door.
A manner of directory.
On the door themselves, there is nothing there. The hallway, there seems to be, if you kind of like crane your head to look down it, there are more doors that way. There's more doors the other side. The doors that are directly linked to this room do not have labels.
Is there a fire escape plan?
There's not.
Oh shit.
Ooh, on OSHA.
Right? Because that would have labeled, classroom, library, cafeteria. Would have been the first thing I'd look for.
If there's ever like a big wall of windows for like an office thing, Jasper, while he's never been to high school before, at least understands administrative offices and everything from, the asylum. So Jasper would do his due diligence of avoiding, like he would crawl down a hallway rather than be exposed via windows.
Okay.
Almost like, somebody who snuck around places before.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna follow Jasper's lead on that one because man hadn't turned us wrong yet.
Okay.
We see
So
the
are
lockers.
not from where you're standing now.
Okay.
Are you picking one of the hallways or are you picking one of the doors?
Jasper.
Yeah.
At the risk of sounding cliche, we need to find the
Need to find what?
library. If a door's gonna open that will take us anywhere we want to go, it's gonna be a fucking book. We need the library.
What do you mean? A door is a door, not a book.
Yes,
But a
but it might
PSA
be
for
located
reading.
in the library.
Amy, I think
Harvard.
you've been here too long. You're talking crazy. And that's coming from me.
We find the library, please.
That may be
Why?
the most reading
I
thing I've
trust
done.
you, but can you trust me?
I mean, we're going to lose Sebastian if we go anywhere near any books. If
Just
there's
might be the way
one
out of
thing,
here.
if there's one thing I've learned,
You know,
Can
I'm
we just
standing
look?
right here.
Yep.
Did you crawl on the floor and follow us?
No, I walked
Where is anybody going?
the hallway.
Like
and
which
the
which
two
hallway?
doors.
Left hallway or right hallway?
Jasper's going to check
Looking-
left door.
Left door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's unlocked. You open up the door.
If it's unlocked, I don't open it.
Okay. Turn the handle.
I'm not going into crazy. I'm not going deeper into crazy land. Absolutely not. It's like, is the
handle.
door
It's
unlocked? That's not the door we need. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Does anybody smell anything? Like cleaners or whatever from like maybe the janitor's closet? Janitor normally has all the keys and would have like a room plan and everything.
We're on our second care redeem now, Jen.
Okay. You got 2 hope coins to use. Actually, I take that back. This is gonna count as a care. Amelia, as you continue with this conversation. The doors have always been doors. So as much as it would be cute and clever and poetic for a door to be a book.
That's not what I meant.
I'm just saying.
Not what I meant.
That's exactly
You
how
have-
Jasper took it.
Yeah.
You've
The door's gonna be in the library because that's where the
always
books are.
physically had to go through a door. And if this door is so special and secret that nobody has really been through it except the headmistress, it's probably not going to be in a place that kids go in and out of.
Okay, no kid ever went, besides Sebastian and I, went into the library willingly. Let's just be honest. Those bitches were empty.
Your librarian
But
must have
okay.
been very different.
But okay.
Huh?
Okay.
But you
Checking.
do have
I-
one hope point to use however you want.
Looking
By that-
down hallways.
As she says it, I would say, if it could be a book, by that logic, it could also be the door on a bathroom stall.
If only the headmistress has gone through it, it's probably in the administration's office.
Or on the roof?
No. As a student, I was on a roof. They're not hard to access.
What's down the right hallway? Taking a look.
There's a few doors that are unlabeled and closed. And then you come across kind of an open area with tables and chairs. It looks like kind of a mess. It's also dusty. Some chairs are toppled over. It smells like old, stale food. So you can be reasonably sure it might be the cafeteria.
Yep. Gross.
Only good on Fridays.
If ever. Do I hear anything outside of my immediate compatriots?
Surrounding you? No. But directly above you, in between your footsteps, you can hear the faintest thump of footsteps. Alone.
All right. Well, yeah. We're gonna relay that to the rest of the group as quietly as possible. Just
Was there any? You said there was other stuff like laid out on these tables. Is there anything there besides like utensils and everything, or it's like, are there books or whatever open up like kids who are like working during lunch?
There's maybe a couple stray pens, maybe a jacket, a notebook, like a little toy car.
I take a look at, but do not touch, the notebook. Does it have like a date or anything written in it?
It's just one of those, like, you buy them for 90 cents in August, like a kind of lime green cover, pages sort of bent and yellowed.
Okay. Is there a stairwell or anything nearby?
Not coming out of the cafeteria, but at the end of the hallway, you can see sort of a dark opening that's not a door, but you can't really see what's beyond it because there's no light in it.
Right.
And then on team left side of the hall, if you keep wandering, Amelia, you will see the big glass paneled walls of the library. The lights are kind of dim and flickering. But there's not a door to get in. It is an open sort of threshold.
I'm checking right door.
Over the library, we carved, here lies
Unlocked.
Amelia. She knew exactly what she was doing.
3 books, gone forever.
Marcus, what are you doing?
I'm just like head on a swivel. I'm uncomfortable. The smell here is awful. And I'm mostly just trying to keep track of where everyone has either run off to or what they are doing, because I have no idea where I fit into the plan.
Is there a plan?
That's the thought going through my head.
Find door. Shove Marcus and Alice through.
Hopefully follow behind.
No. You guys follow behind.
Wait a minute. I look around. Are there bathrooms anywhere?
Not that you see.
Check me on this train of logic. Only girls graduate here, right?
That's what we were told.
Only... So where's the one place that girls would never go? The boys' room. Perhaps this isn't. Perhaps the place to look would be in the boys' bathroom, simply because that'd be the one place that no girl would go for having no need of it.
Just because girls are the only ones that graduate doesn't mean there's not boys that go here.
I'm trying to find some way.
Again, my train of thought goes back to if the headmistress is the one that knows about the door and uses the door, I'm thinking administrative offices.
Yeah, but also if the headmistress is the one that's there, then what? We're gonna fight the evil doom of headmistress?
No, not very well. Where would you put a door that you didn't want anybody else to access, Jasper?
I don't freaking know. I have a common area, a hallway, a cafeteria, and my padded room. That's all I have in my life, okay? I don't know anything about, where would you put a door?
But you sneak out of your room on regular occurrences. Where's the one place that you go to get away from everybody?
My room.
You gotta have to...
Because it's alone. You've had normal lives. Where would you hide a door?
In the library behind a bookshelf.
Then Then go to the freaking library.
The bottom of
Probably hide it somewhere like directly in plain sight where nobody would expect it to be. Like a janitor's closet. Some people don't really go into.
We're assuming that the headmistress would be using the door.
No, we're assuming that she guards the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't need to be accessible, it simply needs to exist. Meaning that the behind the bookshelf thing might actually be a decent idea.
Except there are no doors in the library.
There's no doors to get into the library.
Oh, true.
Right.
I look around, are there any bells?
What kind of bell? Like
School
the-
bell.
No.
Like, yeah, like the end of period or whatever.
Yeah, you see kind of like those big, chunky, like mechanical bells, and you also see like speaker grills.
Okay.
Is there a PA system?
There might be because you see the speakers for one, but there's not a control room that you can see.
I don't like where that's going.
Are there fire alarms?
No,
No
There's
fire
also-
escape plan.
there's no sprinklers. There's no like fire alarm pull latches. No break in case of fire. No fire extinguishers.
Hi. There is a lot of space to cover and not a lot of time. We need to split
Yep.
up. Team library. Gestures to Amy and Sebastian.
Okay. I pull out my phone and make sure it's got battery, and then make sure I've got like contact numbers for everybody else in there correctly.
No.
I love how
Well, phones work like that.
You don't when you go to like check on your contacts, you press the like little phone call icon. It starts ringing. Like it doesn't pull up a menu. It doesn't pull up like a list of contacts. It just starts ringing.
Okay.
District 13.
After 2 rings, you hear District 13 Operations Center. How can I help you? Hello?
Click. What if we were to call in? One of the things we're trying to prevent is running across anything else in here. What if we call in like a fire here at the school when they try to evacuate it? And then we simply see where the headmistress goes.
Gonna look
Because
at
she would
Jared.
be
Is
most
this
likely-
is this in District 13?
No, I mean District 13 is like right over there. That isn't in District 13.
And you said they only really care about District 13, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Other response
it's not
times,
a
7
bad
days.
idea to get here, but this is kind of like not their space.
Okay. Just an idea.
Alright.
Try to force the issue, then try to track down the head.
Dude, you can set a fire.
There's no fire.
Start a
alarm.
fire.
It might destroy the door we're trying to get to.
Well, I think it's on the floor.
How many floors is this building?
Many.
Oh,
You are not
13.
sure.
remember how easy it was to see this building?
Oh yeah.
Well, that many from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, this is the Mad City, so who the fuck knows?
Who knows? We better get searching.
Would it kill somebody to actually put a room layout?
Walking.
I have an idea. but it's kind of like wild.
No, your ICS are so good, Marcus. Go ahead.
What if we exit stage left? Like, where's the auditorium? What if it's there?
You
By the
haven't found
auditorium.
an auditorium yet. You have not found one yet.
Look,
You found a cafeteria and a library and possibly some stairs and a whole bunch of closed doors.
I can get around here without being noticed. I don't know if I can do it while carrying Alice, but I could try.
It's fine. Come on.
I don't know if you just holding my hand is enough. I think if I want it to work, I have to I need to be carrying you around.
Why don't you just go ahead and try while we have a second?
You said you could just leave me with Jasper? You said to Jasper's seat?
Okay.
I also reach out like a hand for Jasper.
Jasper will take her hand.
I'll run around and look and be just go unnoticed, and I'll see if I can find something.
Right, but if you make yourself small so that you don't get noticed, it's going to take you longer to cover ground.
I'm not gonna make myself small. I just know how to not be, I know how to be unobtrusive.
Okay, so we've got unobtrusive scouting. We've got team library. Lewis, what do you want to do?
Not stand still. Just find something. Just go checking doors.
Okay, you take the doors
avoiding whatever's upstairs.
You take the doors on the right. I'll take the doors on the left. Meet back in 5.
Looking for locked doors.
Right.
Because the ones we're gonna go through don't open yet.
Right.
Looking for a door into the library.
Well, there's an arch into the library.
Yeah, you can walk into the library. There's just not a door blocking your way.
Oh, okay.
And then Jared's gonna go on team door hunt.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? Team library?
Here.
I go.
No.
I ain't doing no but touching doors.
You're just touching doors. Do you go all the way to the end of the hallway?
I'm also trying to avoid. What do the doors look like? Are they just straight doors, or do they have the glass with the lines through it or something to avoid the breakage and one like that?
On this floor, they are just completely opaque doors. It is just like a wooden door.
Then we're just checking to see how many are unlocked and how many are locked, and making a mental note of which ones are locked and which ones aren't.
Okay. You work your way from the lobby to the very end of that hallway. You check a total of 8 doors, and they are all unlocked.
What about on the left side, since we're team doors on this floor?
Team doors on the left side, you get 6 doors, and they are all unlocked.
Okay.
And then the library is on the left side.
Are there any doors in the library?
Not that you see. Do you actually, when you get to the library, what are you doing?
Checking for a librarian's office, checking for the janitorial office, checking for an ISS office. So all my stuff was in the library.
Checking for...
Mhm.
I would be looking for any kind of hookup or any sort of place in the dust that would have shown that somebody or something has passed recently.
Okay.
I'm also looking at any work tables that may or may not have something out. And does this is going to sound crazy, but I can't explain if you really want me to. Does this library have a balcony?
No balcony.
Or
bottom floor.
An upper level?
It's all one floor. Well, when Team Library walks through the little threshold into the library proper, mostly all you can see are the stacks. Just rows and rows of shelves and books, stretching out a little bit further maybe than it seemed like from the outside. But as you wander deeper in, you start to hear the rolling of a cart somewhere off to your left. Off to your right, you see kind of the checkout desk. There's a couple of books stacked up there. And behind the checkout desk, there is like a plexiglass window into what seems to be an office. There's no closed door to this office. It is just open.
Is there a card catalog?
Sure. You see kind of the big old cabinet that you might suspect a card catalog would be in.
I'm going to take a second and hope against hope. And I'm going to look and see if there's a book about the door listed in the card catalog.
How would you search that, though?
Under D.
Just D for door. Okay. Fine. Evens or odds?
Odds.
You flip through
Has every
all the
D4?
D's. All the D's.
Mostly.
Go through all the D's. Yeah, it's weird because you actually don't find any listings for the word door. It's a pretty common word. You'd think maybe constructing doors, like door to the imagination. There is nothing there.
Nothing I want in the D's? Got it.
Nothing you want in the D.
I hope
Well,
someone-
I don't
hope
want
you
to
click that because I put
encounter
that there.
whatever's rolling the cart. So
Yeah, as Sebastian
Slim.
opens up the cabinet to start to scroll through these cards, the squeaky wheel of a cart stops. And then starts
I'm-
rolling toward the noise.
nope. I'm gonna exit that library real fast. I didn't
Okay.
even like my own librarian.
Are you going back into the hallway or are you exiting to the office?
I'm going back to the hallway to rejoin Team Doors.
Okay. So you like exit and meet up with Jasper, leaving Sebastian behind. Sebastian, what are you doing?
Out of here.
I'm going to revert to the only way I know how to behave in a library, and I'm going to go ask the librarian for help.
Okay. So you follow the sound of the squeaks?
Yes. Because we're automatically assuming that something in here is malicious, and that's hasn't proven to be the case 100% of the time.
City of Madness.
You
Arthur wasn't
round
violent.
you round the corner, you kind of see a body moving.
Arthur has told us repeatedly, in fact, every other sentence, that the city isn't safe and that people are bad.
There's your short.
There's your short.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Did you see me scuttle off the egg?
Yes, I did. And I
So
was
scrambled.
actually fairly proud of
Scrambled.
So
that.
So you see kind of a body moving your direction through the slits in the shelving units. And as you round the corner to kind of cut off whoever is coming, you see a sort of a frail looking old lady, curly gray hair pulled up in the messiest bun you've maybe ever seen. It might actually just be a mat of hair. It might not actually be on purpose. Her skin is almost translucent and wrinkled and papery. And you notice that she has no eyes. Where they should be is just empty and hollow. But still, she turns her head to look right at you. Well, yes, dearie, what are you looking for?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find a book about doors.
There's no book about doors here.
Would that be in a different part of the library, do you
What
think?
class
Or would
is this
that
for,
be-
dearie?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
What class is this for?
Roll
This
for
is for
deception.
personal study.
about doors?
They're fascinating things.
Well, what kind of door would you like to learn about, dearie? As she just like creeps up closer to you, squinting like she can see you, but she definitely can't see you. There's no eyeballs there.
At this point, the craziest kind of go anywhere door you can think of.
Where are you from, child?
Originally? Well, I was born in Kansas, but my parents moved us to Maine back when I was about 6.
Where is Maine and
4.
Kansas? Is that in the Southern District 13?
I'm not sure. Mom really wasn't very good at keeping track of that. She was kind of getting on a little bit.
Well, then it sounds to me like what you need is a map.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Follow me, dearie. She'll just kind of putter, holding on to her squeaky cart.
As
And
I'm
she'll take
following,
you-
I'm glancing at the titles around me.
It's a weird mix of like books you've definitely read before and books you've never heard of. Like wild titles. They're organized in absolutely no particular fashion. It seemed to be mixing fiction and nonfiction. Like everything is chaos and nothing is right.
Give yourself another despair coin.
Oh no. Sebastian's gonna die.
But here's the point. It has to be alone.
You just feel fearless now. As long as someone's there.
Provided it was in the new... I mean...
So this little
really,
old lady, using the cart as a walker, essentially, creeps her way to sort of a wall, like one of those magazine walls that you might see in like a supermarket back in the day. But instead of magazines, there's just maps. All kinds of maps. Maps of places you've never heard of before, maps from like Minneapolis, like there's District 13, there's Seoul, Korea, all kinds of maps.
Is that spelled with an E or without one?
With an E.
Okay.
And as she's like rolling the cart around, she rams it into the back of your ankles.
Think fast, nerd.
I try to
gonna
sidestep
bruise.
out of the way.
Oh, you don't.
Yes,
You
but I
don't.
still try to...
You can try all the way. You try to sidestep, she hits the back and like scrapes all on the side of your ankle.
Jesus.
Oh, no.
Protrudes out for blood.
I try to get out of the way of the next
Excuse
one.
me. Excuse me, dearie.
It's okay.
Think fast, nerd. Bring that weak ass shit in my library.
What gonna do? Juke a freaking librarian?
She ain't got eyes.
She doesn't have to. She's sharpened the bottom of this cart.
So, Marcus, where exactly are you trying to explore?
So, for starters, I'm gonna use my exhaustion now.
Okay. Major
I'm at-
use?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you trying to explore? Because that'll change how many dice I'm rolling.
In my personal experience, the auditorium has always been near like admin, in between like admin and the cafeteria. So I'm just gonna start looking for an area like that.
Okay. You're not going to find that on the lobby floor. Are you going to go all the way down the hallway and up the staircase? Are you sticking to this one floor that you've seen already? Like, how far are you exploring?
You know, this raises a very good question, as I've been in exactly 2 schools like that where they had a subfloor, like if this is the main floor, they actually had a like basement floor.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to find something like that?
Well, when you get to the end of that lobby hallway and you kind of peek into the stairwell at the very end, you see steps going up and you see steps going down.
Instinct says that they wouldn't put the auditorium on an upper floor. If they're gonna put it anywhere, they're gonna put it lower, just due to the amount of space required. So I'm gonna go down.
Okay. I'm going to roll 4 dice. For your major use of your talents, you're going to add an exhaustion, and then your total exhaustion points will be added to your successes.
And I can take temporary madness.
You can.
We're going for it.
All right. So you start to creep down these steps. It is dark. There doesn't seem to be any source of light. You're sort of like hand on the banister, toes at the edge of the steps as you go down further and further. As your feet hit the floor, your eyes kind of adjust, and there's no one immediately around that you can hear. But as everything comes into focus, what you see are bodies. It is a huge open space, and as far as your eye can see, it is just bodies stacked on bodies. The lower levels seem to be a little crumpled, a little more gray. The higher levels seem maybe fresher. It smells like sweet floral death down here.
Mm-hmm.
Mark off the madness response. And either flee or fight, whatever is appropriate.
That's a flee.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of this corpse.
Think you're better than me?
Death about to catch these hands.
So where do you go? Do you go back up the stairs, or what's happening?
I mean, back up makes the most sense. I don't know if I want to go deeper into the room filled with corpses.
Well, you can do whatever you want.
Flee
You let me know.
further in. Flee further in.
Shapeshift into a corpse. They'll never see you.
I'm gonna flip this coin.
If you can't shapeshift into a corpse yourself, they'll help you.
Store-bought is fine.
I'm gonna flee further in.
Weak.
Hell yeah.
You take off running. Maybe you just think there's something that's got to be beyond these bodies, but you just start plowing forward. Left and right, there are just stacks and stacks and stacks of bodies. And then you start to see kind of a glowing orange light in the distance. The closer you get, the warmer it feels. And as you kind of come back to your senses, you can no longer really see where the doorway to the stairs was, but you are standing in front of a boiler room. Maybe crematorium? They got a hell of a backlog if that's what it is, though.
Marcus, being the movie junkie that he is, thinks back to a very specific movie where there's a boiler room. Just because, if I was gonna hide a door to get the hell out of here, it'd be down here, and I don't like that. Does it still smell like just awful?
Oh, the deeper you got, the worse it was. Like you are choking on the scent of decay.
Good.
I'm gonna use my madness power.
To do
I'm gonna shapeshift away my olfactory senses.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say that's 2 madness dice to Voldemort yourself.
Why?
Hooray!
You did it.
Good news.
We're fleeing into the boiler room this time.
I'll be safe inside. You can't get me if I'm burned to ash.
Good news. Good news. And a little disappointing. Discipline actually won that roll. So you start to feel the panic, and you feel your face shift and your nose melt away. And for a second, you forget that there's another way to breathe. But you open your mouth and everything's fine.
I forgot how to breathe.
Your spray doesn't melt in like.
Just because you
Hardened
lose your
down
nose
here.
doesn't mean you lose the ability to smell, because most of smell comes from your taste
Taste.
and the roof of your
You
mouth.
shut up. You shut up and let him have this. You shut up. He said he was getting rid of his olfactory senses, which would include his mouth, because he's also a smart boy.
But Jen
Then
only
he
said
can't breathe.
his nose.
Listen,
I just wanted to get rid of my ability to smell in general here.
well, your olfactory senses are technically inside of your brain.
I'm smooth brain.
You blow your nose and a little bit more comes out than you were intending. Egyptian style.
You just sealed it off. It's fine. All right, Amelia, Jasper, Lewis, what are you guys doing?
So you've described everything as kind of like dusty and all that stuff, right? And like a bit dirty. So I'm going to mark that. I'm going to just do like a little check mark in front of all the doors I checked to let them know that
Okay.
we have checked these. And I'm going to look at Alice. It's like, where do you think we should check next?
I don't know. This place is really big.
It is.
What are we looking for?
A way home. We're looking for a locked door.
No, like when I was in school, like the one place we didn't want to go was the principal's office.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe that, or is there like, I don't know.
He's going to look at
But-
Alice. He's going to look at Amelia. Only girls graduate. Okay, let's trust the judgment of our ladies. Both of you have said principal's office, administrative stuff. Let's go there.
Are you going to wait the 5 minutes you said to meet up back with everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then Sebastian, you are in front of a wall of maps.
Well, that's just what I was doing. There's still Lewis and Amelia.
Okay.
I went back to you guys.
So
Yeah.
I thought. That's what I thought. Okay.
There's got nothing on this floor of this wing anyways. I'm not trying to just race off. Like,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah, there's nothing. I just
Sebastian
Yeah,
is
no.
lost to the library, guys.
Sebastian
What do
has
you
the
mean?
map. Sebastian is arguably found.
how am I not surprised? Says
You mean
Jasper.
lost?
Jasper responds to Amelia.
Put on my tombstone. He died doing what he loved.
You're getting
what-
murdered by an eyeless librarian.
Over.
Getting his ass kicked.
What is Sebastian doing?
first, I'm going to say thank you to the librarian.
Of course, dear. She pats your shoulder. Her fingers
And
feel
he
like
melts
sharp,
away in acid.
like there's nothing in there but bones. Then she starts creaking her way away, having completed her mission, getting you where you want to be.
I look for, since there are maps of just about everything, I look for a map of the city. I look for a map of the school. I look for any kind of maps that seem particularly occult that might have. Like,
there are a shitload of maps. Would you like to use your talent for this?
Okay, you said like magazine wall.
That's a shitload of maps.
There's a lot of maps.
Okay.
And you know, or maybe you don't remember, that you've got like 5 minutes. Maybe like 2 minutes now.
Well, if he's hyper-focusing, it's very easy to lose track of time.
I'm sorry, I was running on the assumption that once I had been left for dead, that the time frame no longer applied to me.
If
But
that is
yes,
the assumption
I
you made,
would-
then go for it. That's fine.
I would love to use my exhaustion power to try to figure out and find which one of these I want/need.
Okay. Major use or minor use? It's a lot of maps. I'm gonna roll 5 days.
I'm gonna say minor, but I'm gonna chuck some madness on this too.
Okay.
5's been doing well for me so far. Yeah, sure, why not?
We have a Patreon care.
All right. So as you're staring at these maps, feeling the time pressure, feeling the weight of the situation, you almost have a hard time focusing. You know you can, but it's so much at once. And there's so many things that you might want to look at. You said you were looking for anything kind of occult. There is a ton of things. There are maps and languages you didn't even know existed. You've never even seen them. There are maps of places that look like entirely different dimensions, hand-drawn sketches of bizarre landscapes that don't exist anywhere on Earth. And you kind of want to grab them. And as you're feeling tempted, you reach for something with like an incredible amount of like absolutely unintelligible symbols. Your hand falls on a map of the school. And your attention is flipped back over to that. That is what you need.
Yes.
Is a map of the school.
And I look at it.
And your care is going to be that I'm not going to make you react with the madness there. You are so welcome.
Thank you. Because right now it's a fight.
Punch these
the
maps.
The only one I've got left is fight, and it's either I gotta try to fight a librarian who reminds me of Miss Mullen, or I've gotta try to fight a map. And the problem is, I think the map's more dangerous, honestly.
Depends which one you grab. But
There's
you
your map.
literally have the map to the school in your hand.
Okay.
Abort, abort, abort.
I open it up, or I take it over to a work table, and spread it out.
You unfold and you unfold and you unfold and you unfold, and it keeps unfolding. But eventually, you get to lay it out flat. Looking at the plans, there are way more floors than it seemed like on the outside. They're not numbered exactly, But like there is easily like 90 floors. Just as you kind of visually count.
Okay.
But about 13 floors up.
Mhm.
There's just a brick of black. Like someone has marked out the floor plan. Like whatever is there is not for anyone to see.
Okay.
For the rest of the floors, you see like the standard architectural plans, like sketches for doors and sketches for walls and little squares for furniture. But that
Okay.
one floor
Is
is nothing.
there anything on this map that's moving?
No.
Okay, so we're not looking like Marauders map style.
Would
Okay.
never be that easy. Wish it could be
Well,
though.
No, at that point I would just be saying like, okay, where's the headmistress?
On that blacked out floor.
All right. I fold the map up as best I can and head out.
Meet up back with everybody else,
Yes.
except Marcus, who's still in the basement.
Except Marcus, who's still in the basement.
Poor Marcus.
I'm just gonna keep looking for the door down here. Hopefully, I can find something.
You just find so many bodies.
I'm grossed out, horrifically grossed out. But I'm like looking behind them, seeing if maybe they're piled up in front of the door. Eventually, I think I will make my way over to the door of like the furnace for the boiler. And just peer inside.
As you're like moving bodies to try to like see behind them, like some of the bodies are, you know, that rigor mortis stiff. Some of them your hand sinks straight into, like it's already rotten. You pull it back, you just smell decay. But eventually you're forced to go back to the boiler room because there is no door that you can see. But it is very dark and everything smells and even the floor is sticky. You kind of lean your head to peek into the boiler room and it's just on fire. You can't see anything past the fire. You can feel the heat radiating off it. It prickles your skin, like as you crane your neck to look. It just looks like fire.
Is there like a pilot light for it?
I imagine so. I'm not a boiler room expert.
I'm gonna blow out the pilot light.
You blow out the pilot light, nothing seems to change. Everybody else meeting back in the lobby. We'll say we're right at that 5-minute mark.
Mm-hmm. I've had no luck.
All the doors on this floor are unlocked.
There are approximately 90 floors.
Great.
But here I found something. And I unfold to the part of it that we need. And I point out the blacked out space. This is about 13 floors up, but it's the only place this map that's been altered. So I'm assuming that's a pretty decent place to start looking.
13th floor, 13th hour, then friggin' dumb.
Yeah.
Good one, Trip.
Good job, Trip.
Thank you.
Good job.
Where is Marcus?
Did you have to leave me?
Look,
That-
Mad City's dangerous. Don't want to be in the Mad City. I heard squeaking. I left.
Libraries are sacred, safe spaces.
They are not.
Really?
They should be, but they're not. Not in the Mad City.
In this mad city, I had a cute little old eyeless lady pat me on the shoulder and show me exactly what we needed to know.
Why is your leg bleeding?
I was about to say it. Hey, you're bleeding, my dude.
There was a cart. Could have happened to anyone.
But it only happened to you.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm the only person who got left for dead with a librarian.
Listen, you cannot blame Amy for being left for dead when you encountered the murder writers in the woods when you went off on your own too. So maybe it's just you.
Murder Riders. That's a better name than what I had.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Fine. Maybe it is just me.
You go to the stairway where Marcus went scuttling off to.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus!
I'm gonna start making my way back to everyone. When I get to the bottom of the stairs, I will de-Voldemort myself.
Okay.
Only the rest of us could do that. Because you've been stepping in it and putting your hands through it and everything.
I'm listening to see if anything else responds to me calling into his stairwell Marcus's name.
Marcus, do you say you're coming, by the way? Or you just start heading that way silently?
No, I figure I'm like I can hear him, but I don't know if he'll be able to hear me, so I just start walking. Because I went pretty deep into the boiler room.
You did. You ran straight in.
Fled. You fled inwards.
Above your head, after you call out, you start to hear like a door shut and some footsteps, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 sets. It's really hard to tell because
To everybody that's in the hallway behind me, I'm going to gesture for them to go to the other stairwell. Just frantically pointing for them to go away.
Yeah. Illusion Man's got this. Or at least got his side of it.
Okay.
Amelia, do you follow instructions and scoot around?
Jolene and I follow instructions and go around.
Okay.
What about Alice?
Alice is holding out a Jasper's hand.
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
Nope, that's fine. Don't worry about that.
But you're staying near the danger.
I said go, Sebastian.
Alice's lower lip starts to tremble.
Going.
Big watery eyes.
Hey, listen. Have you ever played hide and seek before? Okay, we're gonna kind of play hide and seek. Okay, you just need to be really quiet and don't move. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be right here with you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we got this. And so Jasper's going to like move him and Alice back against a wall. And I'm just going to use my madness power to make us look like the wall.
Okay.
That's literally just be like, and boop, we're part of the wall now.
That's the gathering. Obfuscate.
Obfuscate. The simplest form.
I'm going to roll 4 dice. I'm going to make you roll 5 madness.
5 madness, let's go.
It's not huge, but you do have an extra person you're hiding.
I know. Worth it.
If you got
She's
this
worth
crazy,
it.
You want to look like this.
You said I'm gonna roll how many madness?
5.
So is that the extra madness?
Mm-hmm.
I don't normally
The
roll.
temporary.
Yeah,
The temporary madness.
I don't normally roll, so I'm just like, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's fine. It's fine.
All right. I am going to, as you press your back against the wall, kind of pulling Allison tight, you feel sort of a tickle as the illusion casts over you.
Okay.
That's how you know it's working.
Mhm.
You're relatively sure it's working. And a couple of seconds later, a pair of maybe teenage girls holding hands, wearing these kind of dark gothic schoolgirl outfits, come clopping their way down the steps.
Sure hope
They
they don't
don't-
run into Marcus.
They don't look at you. They don't seem to see you. But one of them turns their head to look at you, and you've seen that face before in a dream. Like you've been here before in a dream.
No.
You mark off a madness response. Because them's the dice.
uh-oh.
You can choose how to use it. Marcus, what are you doing?
I mean, I would assume I'm coming up the stairs. And I see these. You said it was how many girls?
Two.
I'm just gonna stop at the top of the stairs and like lower my head.
You stop and their heads turn in unison to look right at you. They seem to have kind of dead eyes and they're smiling, but it's a little malicious. They both look right at you, say at the same time, "You're not supposed to be here." Yes, Jasper.
Okay, I just so you know, I chose fight.
Okay.
Because if I flee, that's abandoning Alice. But this is how I'm choosing to fight. I'm using my madness talent. And from around the corner, back from coming from the way of the entrance to the high school, will be one lovely, big, smiling Arthur, who's gonna do all the Arthur things of, well, hi there, kids, apple juice, so on, so
Okay.
forth, etc.
Okay. I'll say five madness again.
Because that's how Jasper fights. Jasper fights by making people think things are there.
I'm rolling 4 dice again. For the two of them.
Jasper wins.
Okay. As he rounds the corner, big smiling plastic Arthur. Well, hey there, kids. The teenage girl's heads swivel again to look at him instead. Sort of seeming caught in between two targets. Again, they say, "You're not supposed to be here."
It's not safe in the Mad City.
They stand there, look at each other. and then split off in two different directions. One goes charging in a sprint at Arthur. The other tries to shove Marcus down the stairs.
Those boys don't graduate because they die in the basement.
Obviously. That's where all the boys are.
Serious.
Right. I'm going to gesture at Alice for her to stay. And she's going to go charging at Marcus to try to like push him down the stairs. Well,
Yeah, one of the
Yeah, the one that's going. I don't give a fuck what the one chasing Arthur goes and does. But the one that's going to go try to shove Marcus, I'm going to peel off the wall, and I'm going to charge, and I'm going to try to shove her down the stairs instead. Because I still have a fight response.
Okay. Marcus, what are you doing? Are you going to try to dodge, or you just going to take
Squeak of terror and turn into a snake.
Okay. What kind of snake?
One moment.
Venomous. Just tell me size. I just need to know how big you're making you.
Honey, hazard macaroni.
Ooh, Nagini.
No, because then she can step on him.
Articulated python. I'm going big.
Okay.
Jafar.
All right. 7 madness dice for you, Marcus. Jasper, you're just plain attacking. Both of you are
I am
just-
straight hockey sticking with my stick.
I'm rolling 4 against you, Jasper.
What do I roll?
You roll your normal dice, and
Oh,
if you
no.
want to add an exhaustion, you can.
Oh man.
Oh.
But exhaustion dominated. So I just increase my exhaustion by 1, and that gives me an extra die.
You can also add temporary madness if you want to.
No, thank you. Okay.
Marcus, good news. You increase your exhaustion by 1, as it just, that instant change just takes it out of you. But you do make it down to just a round, green, thick old danger noodle.
Do I get any bonuses from the giant python for the tripping of said girl?
I think that would make anybody stumble, but
No, but
Only
it doesn't matter.
survival.
Thank goodness, because I had
Like-
1 whole success.
No, it doesn't matter. I do get a pain die. Or a point of despair though, because pain.
So
As you just like open palms to the back. She's not a big girl. She's a teenage sized girl. You actually end up pushing harder than you really need to. She goes flying down the steps.
Good.
And you stumble like 3 or 4 down, having to catch yourself on the wall or the banister, just from the sheer momentum of it.
okay.
She doesn't cry out or like do anything. She just hits the ground at the bottom of the stairs and starts like peeling herself back up.
Snake. and all right, come on for Alice. And once I have the party back together, up the steps.
Yeah, you see, as you're like retreating up the steps, you see out of the corner of your eye the second teenage girl just full speed catapulting herself into the illusion of Arthur, sliding straight through it and getting across the linoleum floor.
Get wrecked, nerds. Power of illusion.
Everybody else.
Second girl somewhere near us.
No.
No, not if you rolled around to the set of stairs. You
Yeah.
are far enough away that she can't see you and you can't really see her.
That's why I'm asking.
Are you going up the steps? Or are
I'm
you
following
just-
the charging Jasper. That's what I'm doing.
No, I sent you guys
No,
off
we
to the
split
other
off.
staircase.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
If
Yeah.
nobody's coming down this staircase, I'm heading up.
As we were, I think we probably heard some of that ruckus.
I mean, you probably heard something hit at least the linoleum and squeaks get across it. Up the stairs? Cool.
Yes.
So I'm going. As long as nobody's coming down actively.
Nope. How far up do you go? Do you stop at the second floor?
Map said 13th floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up.
13.
Going up.
Is everybody going up to the 13th floor?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Slithering my way that way.
I picked you up. We're moving.
You can't pick me up. I'm huge.
You're a snake.
Dragging you. Full body drag.
By the tail.
Thumping up the steps.
Yep.
Going around the banister so fast you're sort of like whipping out.
Drifting.
Treat my man like,
The floors aren't
sir is.
labeled. Like there's not this is the 4th floor, this is the 5th floor. None of that. So you have to kind of count as you go. They're pretty regularly spaced. As you round the corner, you would expect another doorway. Round the corner, expect another doorway to the next floor. But when you count along to the 13th, the open threshold to that hallway is halfway between where you would expect it to have been. And it is seems pretty dark in there. There's no all of these other floors had, if you know, they had lights, they were flickering and dim and dingy, but they had lights. This floor has no light. It is just as dark and as black.
Okay, it's blacked out on the map because there's actually no light. It's a dark floor.
Flashlight?
Flashlight or lose a light bulb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mine already go. Mine's here. Flashlight.
When you light up the flashlight, as your flashlights come up, in front of you is a big empty floor, but the light bounces off of dozens of eyes. They kind of stand right across the way, looking right at you, like they expected you. You don't really have enough time yet to count them, but probably 12, 15 different girls. Dark schoolgirl uniforms, dead eyes staring straight at you. They're kind of lined up, like they're lined up to march. Like they're some kind of unholy teenage girl army.
I think I've seen that anime.
And Amelia, Lewis, you wanna roll for me real quick?
Of
We have
course.
to.
What are we rolling? Initiative?
Full of courage.
Constitution.
Just rolling regular dice, unless you want to add some for trying harder.
We're gonna exert ourselves. We're gonna just take an exhaustion. And we're gonna just chuck some madness on there. Bam it up a notch. And damn it.
And that's right here. Why it won't be got-
Love it.
I hope.
Whew.
Amazing.
That's fine. Alright. Wave after wave of schoolgirls crashing against you.
Amelia, you are Lewis is too freaked out by the just army of dead eyes staring straight at
What
him.
the hell?
Washed out flashlight light. But Amelia,
Ah,
amongst the
oh
secrets,
no.
you clearly see, holding hands, equally spaced apart. That is your sister Emily. And Lewis's sister Shannon.
Watch out, she has lightning powers.
Weather control.
All together, all these girls chime out. You're not supposed to be here.
Oh.
I use my
And you would be
power.
stunned to silence at this point. Like, I mean, to be faced with your sister that's been gone for 20 years, there are no words. There's just stunned silence.
Sebastian, how would you like to use your madness talent?
Oh, okay, I'm obviously gonna. I'm going to say in a not particularly like scared, but not particularly surprised. Yes, we are. Let us pass.
Are you trying to use this on every girl in that?
15. Zonked out teenage girls. Rolling 30 dice.
Rolling 17 dice.
Oh, less than I expected.
Actually, yeah, that's less than I expected too.
You are rolling 10 madness.
All.
All in.
I'm rolling the yes.
Burn that conviction.
Seven, 2, 6.
Oh, damn.
It's a tie.
It is.
It's a tie.
Okay. And the discipline rules. Okay. That was a very lucky roll, my friend.
Real good roll.
Because it's a tie, I'm going to say the front 2 rows kind of tilt their head like a dog hearing a weird sound off in the distance. Smile at you. Like that sickly sweet, I'll rip your face off if you come close to me. We'll let you pass. And they step to the side. But the other half of the girls.
Follow.
Jen, what is that moving behind you?
It's a pop.
It's a dog.
Okay.
The shadows.
Okay, but
All I
where's the
saw
bestest
was a-
hallway?
Jesus.
All
The
I
back
saw
line
was
of
this
girls.
like, black thing in your behind you.
Just eyeballs.
Backline of girls.
Move forward to fill in the space. And then they sprint right toward you.
Mm-hmm.
You got, we'll say you got eight girls off to the side to let you pass.
Out of
of
the
15.
15.
What's 7?
7 girls sprinting right toward you. What do you do?
Can I use my madness power again?
I try a stun burst.
Only thing that's worked so far.
Yeah,
Not
we'll
the
let somebody else
fingertips,
do
but the
it
palms.
first, then. Okay.
Okay.
How big you going, Lewis?
Ooh, we spreading this out. This is going for a stun, not a fry. Just kind of just zap.
Okay, but you're trying to target
Either
all of the ones that are running.
The 7 that are charging. So
I have an out of character important question. The sisters, which row are they in?
They were in the front, weren't they?
And she just says you notice them.
You could see them, so we'll say that the 2 of them are still holding hands standing off to the side.
Okay.
yeah.
Just making sure. I was like, are you about to be zapping? Is he about to be zapping your sisters?
Nah, unaware because I didn't make that roll.
It's true.
You didn't see them.
It's true.
I have no idea.
I wasn't asking for Lewis's sake. I was just.
Oh yeah.
Just funsies. Are you trying to basically stun all of the ones that are running right now?
The ones that are charging.
Okay. Then I'm going to roll 9 dice. You.
Alright.
Hey, since there's so many of them, 1 madness dice for each. So 7 madness dice.
That works.
Okay.
Good roll. Good roll.
Yep.
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
3.
You win.
Win.
But madness ruled.
And we got one last response left.
No,
Ooh.
actually, pain rolled.
Oh, what? Dang it.
So I get a despair. You reach out, electricity pulses from your hand. It looks a little different than it did when you were just trying to like wreck everything and melt it. It like leaps up into each individual and they crumple to the ground. Stunned, maybe? You're not completely sure. But you do see, in the flash of light this causes, off to your left is the face of your sister.
Oh, we staring.
Snake
Wait,
Marcus,
sir.
what are you doing?
I'm gonna de-snake. I'm gonna pick up my sister, and I'm just gonna body shield effectively for her.
She was okay until the flash of lightning, and then she screams and bursts into tears. So you're scooping her up.
Yep, scooping her up, body shielding. I'm gonna send you a DM real quick, Jen.
Okay. Amelia, Jasper, what are you guys doing?
I am going to pass Dolene off to Lewis. And then I want to use my madness talent on my sister.
Okay. How would you like to do that?
I want to see if she's still my sister, honestly. See how much of her is still there.
Okay.
And how much of her has been altered by the space.
Okay. Since you're familiar with her and she's been told to let you pass, so she's not going to resist. I'm going to say that's going to be 3 madness dice for that. I'm going to spend one of my coins of despair. To add a 6
No.
madness roll.
Oh.
The madness is going to roll. That gives you a milk coin to use in the last few minutes.
Hooray.
But as you touch her mind, you grew up with her. She looks a little bit older, but you know for sure it's her. But as you kind of poke at her mind, you are overcome with this sharp, blinding, staticky pain. If there's anything in there, it is so buried deep in this noise that you cannot get to it. She's not attacking you, she's just looking right at you. But you can't find your way through the noise and the static to figure out what's underneath there. It doesn't feel like her making this pain and this noise, but you just can't get past it. And you're gonna mark off a madness response.
Question.
Mhm.
Do they reset after each session or no?
No, they do not reset.
All I've got left's flee.
Okay.
In my flight of panic, since everyone is either stunned or letting us pass, I want to reach out and try to push everybody that, like, Jasper, Lewis, Sebastian, Marcus. I want, and because he's got his sister, I want to push them forward. I just want to get out of that hallway. We're gonna go past them.
It's a big open space. So unlike the other floors where there was hallway and door, it is just an open, dark space. You can see like 15 feet or so, 20 feet or so directly in front of you with your phone flashlight. But as you like shove past everyone, jumping over stunned bodies, like there's not, it's just open. There's really kind of not a room, not a hallway. It is open space.
Okay, but I wanted to pull them with me. Like, I wanted to pull Lewis and Jasper and all of them with me as I ran. Like, I wanted to, like, panic flee forward.
I'll say you can grab one of them. Who are you grabbing as you bolt past?
Lewis, being the most familiar. And I was just standing next to him because I gave him Dolene and Kit Kat, so he was the closest.
Okay. So Amelia takes off, running, grabbing Lewis by the arm as she sprints. What do you do, Lewis? As these girls start to stagger to their feet.
Jasper is going to push Marcus and Alice forward to go after Amelia and Lewis.
Yeah. Like, he's not resisting.
While all the girls are stunned and like the threats temporarily neutralized, like fucking go. Save your sister. Jasper will yell, save your sister at Marcus while pushing him along.
Not let me hear that.
As you kind of run deeper, Amelia, were you one of the ones with a flashlight on?
Yes.
Okay. Your light just kind of like darts side to side. You're not really aiming it at anything. You're just kind of in a panic. You see more sets of eyes. More girls lining this large open room the deeper you go. But you also see a large painting, floor to ceiling.
Oh, God.
Moving the camera back.
Floor to ceiling, giant portrait. And you can see like the symbol on her forehead is the same that's kind of embroidered into the uniforms on these girls. You run past the first line. Some of them are still stunned and getting up off the floor. The others are still standing aside to let you pass, including your two sisters. But the only thing in this huge, big, dark room is the giant portrait.
Like that scream in the background.
So I only see this giant portrait. There's no doors in this hallway.
It's a big, empty room with nothing in it but girls and this giant framed portrait. And if any of you have been paying attention to the time,
I was about to ask you, what time is it?
your phone
Right,
say
yeah.
13:02.
Will the portrait come off the wall?
Do you go to try?
Got a bunch of hole in this thing.
Yes, I go to try.
What do you do when you get to the portrait?
Grab one side of the frame and pull.
Okay.
She comes out of the portrait.
Of course she does.
You don't belong here.
I'm gonna have you roll. I am only rolling 4 dice. So you can add some if you want to.
Hold on.
Oh,
Roll
She
20.
gets so fast.
she can't see you.
Yes, you can.
I promise.
Okay, how many are you rolling?
4.
I hate my computer.
Ugh.
All right, add an exhaustion. Your feet kind of like skitter against the slick linoleum floor, but after some pulling and tugging, you feel a click. And suddenly, you're able to slowly, because it's still kind of heavy, pull the edge of the frame away from the wall. And behind that is an opening. It seems to go into darkness. But you think you might have found the door.
I'm gonna yell back to everybody to run towards me.
All of a sudden, every voice from every schoolgirl in this room lets out this screechy pterodactyl shriek. And they all start sprinting for you. Eyes wide and feral, except those 8 that Sebastian said to let you pass.
I use my power.
Okay.
I yell. I aim this at every schoolgirl in here. Trip.
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 Every schoolgirl in here.
Fine. Starting with the closest and working my way back.
We're gonna take
Yes.
this like 15 at a time because
Yeah.
otherwise you're not going to succeed. I will tell you statistically it isn't very likely.
How many? Okay.
There's easily another 30 just
Oh,
lining
okay.
these walls sprinting for you.
Yeah.
So do you want like the front 15?
I'm debating if I want to do the front 15 or like. Am I doing 2 sets of 15 or can I do like 3 sets of 10?
This turn, you can choose one.
Yeah, screw it. I'll say the front 15.
Okay.
Now, by the front 15, that does not mean the 15 that are already neutralized, right?
Correct. I'm not an asshole.
Just making sure.
I get the implication, not necessarily just the word.
Just making sure.
The 15 or so that have
The
sprinted ahead
15
and
you've
are
already gotten across. Fall over. Good job.
Can't trip. They're standing still.
Yeah, they're.
Oh, I'm
Some of
sure
them
you
are
people can
very-
trip standing still.
The way dominate works is the newest command gets done first.
Well,
10. That's 10 madness to
fantastic.
you, my
Alright.
Blink
friend.
vampire. I'm sorry. Say that again, please, Jen.
10 madness, please. He's allergic.
Don't hide again, man.
If I knew what I was allergic to, I would burn it.
Mm.
8. Not bad.
Another tie?
Got a tie.
Got another tie.
It looks like a tie.
Yeah, well, that is definitely a tie. The front 8 trip over their feet as the other 7 keep barreling down toward you. From the back of the room,
Yeah.
Jared is going to start herding people toward that open portrait door.
Okay. Question.
So
If-
anyone who is in the back, which I think is probably unsneaked Marcus and Alice,
No, because
No, I pushed them forward.
no, he pushed him forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only one in the back left is just Sebastian and Jared.
Yeah.
Okay. He's ushering everyone toward the open door.
If I were to use a hope coin here and actually beat you instead of tie you,
Mm-hmm.
would I get all 15?
Sure.
Is there a hope coin available?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and use that to knock down the front 15 instead of just the...
Okay. The front 15 fall down then? Kind of like sprawling out across the linoleum, like that gross, like basketball sneaker squeak of like on linoleum. A couple from the lines behind kind of trip over the people who have tripped, but you're still looking at, 10, 11, 12 sprinting girls. Amelia, Jasper.
I'm holding the door open, screaming at everybody to run.
Yeah.
Jared's also
Like
like,
every end of every horror film ever.
think of home and go through the door.
We got a very small person to make sure it gets out first, so we going for another area tase.
Okay.
What do we got? Oh, like that. And an exhaustion.
How many are you shooting for?
Still not trying to kill, but
Said there's 10.
he got that. If there's 10, however many are charging right now, that a chunk of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you aim for up to 10 at a time. That would be 10 madness dice.
All right.
We're rolling 12 dice against that.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Tie.
Is that another tie?
That's another tie.
Nope.
Nope.
I win.
Nope. She's got a 7.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
This time,
Want it?
you're kind of in a panic. You don't really have time to aim. They're not just standing there. They're running directly for you. You make contact with maybe 2, 3 of them, and they crumple to the ground.
Do they take out some in their wake?
How graceful are these high school girls?
A stray bolt hits Marcus, and his legs go weak as he falls to the ground,
Ah, shit.
pulling Alice a little with him. Jasper, what are you doing? You're not even.
I'm stopping to pick up Marcus and Alice now. And if I can, I'm gonna grab Alice because she's small. I'm gonna tell
Marcus?
her. I'm gonna ask her if she remembers home. Do you remember home? Yeet.
Yeet.
Because I have planted the thought of her thinking about home, and I'm throwing her at the open freaking door.
She screeches as her feet leave the ground, but the second she passes through the doorway, it's silent.
Cool.
You don't see her.
And I am going to physically block as much as I can for Marcus to also get through the door. I will take however many girls as I can while Marcus scrambles after his sister.
Is that what you do, Marcus?
Fucking better be. I just threw his sister.
I'm so conflicted here because this is the one person that Marcus trusts now, and he's trying to body block for him.
Jared kind of leaps into action to start trying to also keep bodies off of you guys. shoving some girls over other tripped girls, so there's a whole girl domino effect.
I'm gonna use my madness talent.
Marcus, go through the goddamn door!
Marcus
I'm
runs the damn
going
door.
to insert.
Marcus launches himself through the door.
How many girls are still up at us?
Go through the door!
There were like 5, and then there's the other like 7 that are now on their feet again after being stunned.
They're on their feet, but they're not running yet. They're just standing because they were stunned.
They are recovered from being stunned, and they are turning to face you now. Probably to attack.
I am going to insert thoughts into the what 12? How many dice is that going to cost me
What are the thoughts?
to go home?
You're not going to be able to get that many.
You're gonna unleash hell on some poor town.
You're going to be able. I'm gonna say you can do 10 at total random, or you can do 5 targeted. How many would you like to do?
Sacrifice the few for the many, so let's do the 10 at random.
Okay.
Mills.
How many total
Let's
dice am I looking at?
No, that's 10 madness.
Just 10
And
madness.
I am going to be rolling 12.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Amelia, evens or odds?
Evens.
Hell yeah.
Lewis, evens or odds?
Always evens. Of course.
In the drones of girls just kind of peeling off in different directions, 2 of them head toward the open door that was once the portrait. Emily heads toward the open door. Another girl you've never seen before head toward the open door. The other 8 girls turn and wander back into the stairwell, presumably to head back into the city somewhere. But they're not a threat anymore?
Let's go home. You too, Jasper.
Hey Jasper, that's Jared. Where do you want to go? You can go anywhere.
Jasper runs through the door.
Where does Jasper go?
Completely out of character.
I'll ask at the end.
Okay, cool.
Amelia, Sebastian, Lewis.
I'm holding the door. I'll be the last to cross.
Backing my way towards the door as quickly as is safely possible.
Just book it, dude. There's still girls coming.
Okay. Hurrying, leaving no one behind, making sure that Lewis isn't like tripping or anything.
Lewis better still have Dolene. That's what I'm saying.
Lewis, what do you
Lewis
do?
doesn't even know he's going back through with y'all.
Come on.
I'm sorry. I was operating under the assumption we were all going. If people look like they're not going, Jasper is going to not go through, and Jasper will shove people through the fucking doorway.
Show of hands if you're getting shoved.
Guess we're getting shoved.
Getting shoved. It's still on you where you go, but
Yeah.
Sebastian, you go out.
Ladies first, and I gesture for her.
I'm gonna take my damn
Just go in the
cat.
fucking door. Just go in the fucking door. Just go in the door, Doc. Dude.
If
Jared,
Lewis
like,
looks
reach.
conflicted, I'm taking Dolene and I'm walking
oh
through.
no, Lewis got shoved.
No, Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh, did he get shoved?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm following.
Jared's gonna grab the door, point for the rest of you to just go the hell through.
Okay. He takes a second, thinks about it.
He takes a
And then
second.
goes.
Jasper's shoving him. No, you're not overthinking right here at the finish line. Absolutely the fuck not.
Oh! I'm through.
Cool.
Absolutely not.
Jared's got a hand.
Gonna hug Jared.
Jared will hug back.
Yank him and go, dude.
No, it's not his brother anymore. Let's go, and goes through the door.
Jared stays behind for a second, seems to think about it, and then steps through.
Yay.
And after a second, a spindly, inky, shadowy tendril creeps back through the hallway. Pull the portrait door closed. And that is the end.
Yay. Yay. I didn't have to murder any of you. Yay.
Is that a possibility?
Absolutely. I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So did anyone not go home? Now please tell me. Oh, where'd you guys go?
Home
He's
for-
my cat, Lewis.
Home for me's an asylum. Fuck no, I'm not going home.
Where did you want to go? Where'd you go?
Oh, I went back to the entrance of the Mad City.
Right there. I thought about going back to Toyland. I was like, nah, just come back out here somewhere.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jasper doesn't have a life like the rest of you had.
Yeah. I didn't go home either.
Where'd you go?
I was thinking about the Library of Alexandria.
Okay.
I don't know if it worked.
I mean, listen.
You better hope
You
you
could
picked
go
a time
anywhere.
that's not on fire.
Yep.
Or, in the sea. Or, good luck with the language barrier. Anyway.
Oh, I didn't say it made sense, but going home means going back to the same hell that he's been dealing with. This is a new...
It's a new hell. I'm sure he'll find a way to be miserable with it.
Yep.
Yes, but now I've got books that I can read so people don't have to deal with me. And
Books-
they're
Can't
like,
read them.
Books
You
that
don't
you
know the
can't
language.
read.
the Library of... I'm...
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You know what? That is the perfect ending for Sebastian right there.
Seriously.
Like, oh, finally. Wait, what is
All
this?
these books.
There was time now. There was finally time.
Just opens a scroll like, oh, shit.
Oh, I can't read any of this. Oh.
And all across the... I'm sure...
Good.
It's okay, guys. He read a book on how to read ancient dead languages. It's fine.
All of them. He read them all. It's fine.
Remember, the best way to learn a language is full immersion.
Sure.
Does
I
anyone
got
have
your
any
Rosetta
questions?
Stone right here.
Please, for the love of God, tell me like somebody has a happy ending besides
I went home.
besides me.
Marcus
I went home.
and Alice went home. Where'd you go?
I went home.
You went home. Guess what? You're gonna find your sister waiting there.
Yay!
His home was your childhood home. It's not plastic. It's not melted. It's weird. When you kind of like emerge from a closet, she's just standing there, staring at the emptiness.
Well, hey, kids.
She turns around, sees you, and just wraps you up in a big old hug, sobbing.
Sobbing, crying.
Any other questions?
Did I get to take my cat from Lewis before he didn't go home?
No,
Oh, no.
because I shoved
I
him.
got shoved. Well, I've got the cat.
So where the fuck did you go?
We stayed. We went back to the entrance of the Mad City.
All that, I don't even have my damn cat.
Nope.
You have your sister. What the fuck?
Seriously.
It would have been nice if I had had the opportunity to save someone too.
Just saying. It's just a whole
Staring
journey
at
with the cat.
Amelia.
You couldn't even save yourself, Sebastian. Calm down.
I saved your ass by finding where the hell this damn door was before we got murdered by a whole bunch of high school girls.
You didn't save shit. Because my plan was always to stay. Either way, Jasper wins.
Yes, but this way you actually got to save the little girl.
If you really think Jasper cared about that.
Yes.
Whatever. You didn't fucking
So-
save me, dude.
All right.
I had a good time.
Now
I-
some happy shit for this finale episode. Who made your night, Jasper? Didn't mean to stump you.
Amelia did. Amy, my friend Amy made my night. It's like using telepathy for the void, the space that was, her sister, and then, like issuing the commands to go home, and like literally the thought of it's like, if there's nothing but static, do any of them even remember what home is? And then I love that you were just like, 8 of them just go back into the city. I'm like, yeah, they don't. Also, Jen,
Amelia.
your portrayal of Alice was wonderful.
Oh, thanks. Amelia, who made your night?
Jasper. Because home was where he wanted it to be.
Right?
He just went back to the entrance of the city.
Where'd Jared go? You said he went
Yeah.
through the door. You said he went through the door.
Did.
You did? That's a fair question. He went back to Wisteria.
Oh, good for him.
Is it? Yes.
Now that the game is over, did he come back like a 7-year-old in a 27-year-old's body, or like what or did you even have that mechanic figured out?
He came back at the age he was. He didn't regress into a 7-year-old.
Okay, so
So we saved 3 siblings. Cool.
So wait, that raises the question then. What time period did Marcus and Alice end up back in?
Present day.
And she's still a child.
She is still a child.
How the fuck am I going to explain this to the police?
You don't. You go home and you keep your goddamn mouth shut.
Very much. They can't arrest you for this murder. That's, you know.
He's right here, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Marcus, who made your night?
Jasper.
Oh.
Jasper being the only person at the end that he had formed like a connection with, and who was willing to go out of his way to help him and keep his sister safe.
I shocked a lot of teens, man. Had to run that risk on frying them.
Oh. Lewis, who made your night?
Oh, Marcus. His adventures down in the crematorium.
Boys don't graduate.
Leading towards it, just trudging through those bodies.
Don't mind me just Voldemorting.
Maybe I'll be safer if I'm inside the middle.
You know what? I'm gonna crawl into the fire.
Yeah.
Nothing
They'll
can
never
hurt
look for
me.
me there.
Nothing can hurt me if I'm in the flames.
You're gonna hide in these bodies like a tauntaun.
Oh yeah.
Just cruel to fucking
Wading through the ashes.
Sebastian.
I gotta say, Amy,
Yeah.
just for the very, very accurate portrayal of there's a bookstore. No, but there's a no, and then leaving me for dead with the librarian and being completely unapologetic for any part of it.
It's not her
Just-
fault you don't have self-preservation.
Seriously. No survival instinct.
But it was fun.
We're gonna write that on your tombstone. But it was fun.
I'm gonna do a round.
Okay.
I wanted to thank you all for trusting me with my very first shiny tabletop game.
He did really
Hell
good.
yeah. You did great.
You did amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, for your first game in this kind of platform, you did amazing. You had such an excellent grasp of your character, what she wanted, what she thought, that little sparkle of curiosity that drove every decision you made. I really enjoyed watching that. Nat, you know all of your characters are amazing.
They're all right.
But you did, in this game specifically, strike a really interesting balance of being both self-serving and pro-social in your behavior. You, in such a short amount of time, developed a very complex and interesting and deep character who made decisions I necessarily wouldn't have thought of. And you definitely kept me on my toes.
I try. Also, I for sure would have sacrificed that girl if I had to. Like, out of character, like, yes, Jasper wanted to save her. He wanted, like, you know, Marcus and Alice to have, like, happy life. But if it would not have, if, like, he had to choose his goals versus her life, absolutely would have just been like, here you go, headmistress. Another girl to graduate from high school. Good day.
Super Mario jumping in that painting.
Perfect. Pierce, I know you don't like spooky stories, so I
Oh, no.
taking
Oh,
a
hell
chance
yeah,
on
though.
this one, even with my disturbing robot pictures.
Yeah. It's fine.
I especially kind of love the way you leaned into the inner turmoil of, like, do I even want my sister back? Is it even my sister? At what point does she stop being my sister? And I think you made not the, you know, like, heroic choice, but the choice that probably made the most sense for the situation. There were so many unknowns that, you
Yep.
know, you made a good decision and a kind of an unpredictable decision. And I love the way you really got into the very difficult logic that kind of making that choice would take. Chef, I know we made fun of you a lot, but
We love you, Chef.
So keep doing it. We're never going to stop.
Keep being you, please.
Seriously.
the sheer amount
Chef.
of like vulnerability you brought to this character was admirable and brave and deep and thoughtful, and I really appreciated how you kind of gave yourself the opportunity to try to work through some of his issues, even if they weren't something that could be tackled in such a short period of time. And you were a really good sport with our out of character. And I think if we had more time in this game and in this setting, that maybe you would have had the chance to develop him a little bit more, to make progress and move forward with kind of the way he thought about the world. I hope he finds the answers in Alexandria.
Me too, because I don't think they have therapists.
Just poke holes in his skull.
You got ghosts in your blood. Let me handle that for you.
Hey, no more issues.
And then
One big one, then none.
And finally, Luxor. I appreciate you being able to make the games that you made. I know you sacrificed kind of a lot personally to carve the time out for this. And I think the time you did have, you really leaned into the more quietly compassionate parts of the character, because you built him to be very, very sad and deep and withdrawn. But I think as the game progressed, and especially once he found his sister, you really leaned into the more optimistic parts of him, the more hopeful parts of him. And I really appreciated how you kind of opened the space for him to change like that.
I'm not gonna cry.
Cry.
No, no, I won't do it. Not on camera. I'll do it afterwards.
And it's really late, so I'll be done now. But thank you guys so much, and thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and checking us out, either on YouTube if you're watching us in the future, or here still with us here at the end on Twitch. I'm just going to go ahead and add one final thing. Jasper did not know a single goddamn thing about this place, by the way. My exhaustion talent, which is why Jen said, if any of you ever feel like Jasper's lying, let me know, was straight up, you're highly skilled at physical and verbal subterfuge, including lying, misdirection, and sleight of hand. Mateo had no idea about any of this. Like literally from jump, I was just like, I'm just gonna full improv. I'm gonna put my theater degree to work, and we're just gonna fucking wing it.
Oh, if we're revealing secrets real quick, Jared was a shadow monster.
What?
I kind of figured when Jared joined the party and suddenly the shadow monster was gone.
And he found you guys, and he found you guys exactly on the path because of Arthur's head. He made the head, he could find the head.
Oh, that's right, because he was the thing turning people into toys.
Yep.
Yep.
Love it. That's awesome. Wait, so then what was Pudgeline, whatever the fuck its name was?
Dolene?
Dolene, there we go.
Dolene, my kitty cat.
Dolene
Yeah, now.
Lewis's
My
kitty
cat.
cat now.
Well, now it's Lewis's cat.
was at one point a cat.
Then he got toyed.
Who Jared made his. Awesome.
Okay, so does that mean that Toy Town was like literally the Shadow Monster's giant playset?
Jared was also
Yep.
crazy.
Hell yeah, he was.
Out of place. Yes.
Runs in the family.
Or does it?
And
Why does
who,
it do that to you, it seems? Because I'll find out while I'm here.
I love that me and Pierce can have absolutely zero communication with each other out of character in regards to what our characters are doing, and we still make kind of the same choices. Like, nah, staying. Yeah, I'm staying.
As soon as he stalled out the hall, he's like, we got here once, we can get out of here again.
Right? Maybe
Jasper's been here a bunch of times, we can get out. I'm totally trust him.
Sure, totally have, my dude.
Hell yeah, we can do it again. His knowledge of this place and my ability to shock the bejesus out of anything else, we can do this. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we got this.
To the quantum verse. Yeah.
Like the later seasons of Avatar, where all of a sudden you see Pierce just like running and creating a power company.
What?
Yeah.
What power would Lewis's what power did Lewis's sister have if she had any?
Yeah, Jim. That's me. Don't think about it.
She didn't have powers.
Okay.
She had the crazy feral teenage girl energy of all the ladies in Haiti.
It is the late for me, and I have to take the child to gymnastics in the morning, so I need to dip.
Oh.
All right, guys,
Yeah,
guys, thank you so much for hanging out and watching with us again. Patreon, if you like to support these things. Jen's next game will be a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. That will be happening not next Friday, but the Friday after. Come check her out for more DM mommy shenanigans. YouTube, if you are not subscribed to us on YouTube, or if you are just tuning in for the first time and want to see all the crazy, go check us out on YouTube. There's a playlist called
They didn't know all the secrets.
Death's Door. Death's Door, of course, would be this campaign. And, of course, also Discord. Come let Jen know how good of a job she did running her first tabletop game ever over there in our Discord community. I think she did fantastic, but I am, honestly, admittedly, a little biased. So... I'm definitely fucking biased. But she did great. But she also did do great.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are back at noon tomorrow. Vampire the Masquerade, Sabbat, Paula Grand time, and then Sunday with Hunter the Reckoning. It never sleeps. All right. Have a great one, guys, and thank you for hanging out with us so super, super late. Love you.
Bye.
Oh, Daddy loves you. Can't forget that one.
Almost.
Good night.